It came up on my phone.
Oh Lord.
All right, and hey, Mark, there's a. I don't know if you've done this before, but if you go to, there should be a little comment thing to show. If anybody comments, you'll be able to see the comments on the side. So if you see any questions or anything that pertains to you, you'd be able to answer that and stuff. So,
Does it say chat?
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Ah,
Well, no. Yeah,
comment. There we go.
show
Yeah.
chat.
So that is if they. I had several people that was watching on Facebook. I don't know if they're going to come over here to YouTube or not, but worst case
That better
scenario,
will kill him.
worst case scenario, it'll get shown. And if they've got any questions later, if they put down in the comments, we'll gear them to you after that. So
It's all good, brother. I'm easy.
But Mark, I want to say, thanks for coming in here with us.
Definitely.
Thanks
This
for
is our
having me.
first time. This is our first time doing this kind of thing
Yeah.
too, where we're not just
Just
jerking off. So
well, that's kind of weird. But,
yeah.
I did one earlier in the year with Lloyd from Texas Frightmare, so this is my second live one.
yeah. Well, we've done several lives. It's usually with our butter. Buddy. It's usually with our butter Darren.
It's
Okay?
our butter.
But I
he's
actually
so
had to get him to come in here and help me send the link to you because I had never done that. So he come in.
Now it worked like a charm, man. It's all good.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
we've got a couple folks watching right now, so it shows it right there. You see that?
I don't see it.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Does that say we're an hour and 2 minutes in?
It's right there.
I see where you're pointing, but it ain't working.
Well, on my screen it worked perfectly,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you already know. So we're a bunch of goofballs. So this is going to get sidetracked at least 4 or 5 times.
yeah, maybe.
Oh no, I'm all good with that. It flows a lot better when everybody's just relaxed and hanging out like buddies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, hey, I know we've talked to you several times at the conventions, and we usually pick your brain for,
Well, I've got an interview that I did with them that still hasn't been put out yet for some damn reason.
Well,
I don't know.
everybody-
Hey, but now I'm
everybody come-
sober, so it might make more sense.
Well, but how did you get in to doing what you do?
Have we done the intro yet?
We don't need to do an intro. We're live, baby.
Many people don't know who we are. There's only 3 people on here. That could be Mo, Larry, and Curly right now.
All right. Well, we got Boondog. He just says, "Sup, guys."
Sup, Boondocks? All right,
So,
everybody. We are Scared City. We're coming to you live tonight. Stop touch. I'm in the shot, dude. Could you stop fucking my flow, man? Because I flow. Tony Papa.
Yeah.
I
we're
gained
coming
so
live
much. I
tonight,
gained so much weight during quarantine. I flow too. Flow to the bathroom. Flow to the bedroom. The kitchen.
Lord.
Kitchen.
No,
a lot.
we're doing a live tonight. We got a special guest from Nightmares Unlimited, Mark Phillips. He does a lot of accurate props, screen accurate props, custom made props. We just got to give him props. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But we've met him a few times at a lot of the cons that we've gone to. So we figured that I've got a few pieces. I don't normally go into my vault and bring out my toys because those are usually just for me. But
You should see some of the photos he sends me. It's ridiculous.
oh yeah,
It's
well,
usually him naked holding a glove, and I'm like, man,
You
I
know
know I
what?
want to see
And
that,
when
but that
he
glove's
said,
really
he
cool.
said,
Yeah.
he like, get this toys out of the vault.
pizza box one was
fixed. That is the
shit.
first
That
thing
was
that-
terrible.
I had
talking
a
to
glove
my
on my
mind.
foot. So
I don't make a dildo glove though. I'm just letting you know.
dildo glove.
We're good.
Hey. Get that
Okay,
shit.
so
But yeah, we got a few pieces that we're going to show off, and
Before we show them off,
Yeah.
I had asked him that question just a little bit ago. How did you get into doing this, Mark?
I was still on the intro.
Well, Jesus Christ. When I was 16, I built and designed. Designed and built kind of goes first. Designed and built my first haunted attraction, and I made
You know a
a
little bit
lot
about
of the props for that. Because I didn't have a lot of money, and I was like, well, shit, I'm only 16. So, or I was only 16, obviously. So I decided to build a bunch of it myself. And as I got more and more into doing haunted attractions, and they got bigger and bigger, and I started getting hired by other companies to do haunted attractions for them. I started getting more serious about building the props. There was a lot out there, and we're talking like my back in 2000, I was hired by a ski company to do a haunted attraction for them, and they gave me a very, very limited budget. So I went out to go find props, and the stuff that was available either I didn't like or was way out of the price range to fit my budget. So I just built the stuff myself, and that's basically how I got started doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, me and you actually have a very similar story. 'Cause, I mean, I make props, but ours, we do more like an artistic licensing type thing to it, where it's very similar, but not quite 100%.
Well, it's funny because I just actually had this conversation earlier with some people about replicas and stuff like that. There's no such thing as 100% screen accurate. Absolutely no such thing.
Yeah.
You can get close. You can get screens similar, which is what I strive for, to be as close as possible. But obviously, because all these things are handmade, they're going to differ slightly. But you get a good representation of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think a lot of the stuff that you do is the closest that I've seen to screen accurate as they can pretty much get.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
We actually done something which I can't say the name of the movie, but Tony actually helped me out and make some of the props for a big movie coming out.
Nice.
And it should be coming out here within.
It's nothing that's up our alley at all.
It really isn't. So
it's completely pop culture.
Yeah,
but,
it's straight pop culture, and and it's things that I can't really talk too much about it because I don't want to get sued.
NDA, man, NDA. I get it.
Yeah,
I've done that too.
Yeah,
Non-disclosure agreements.
We're pretty stoked about it. Now, I've had a lot of things. I've got stuff in Universal Studios, the theme park, Six Flags.
Stuff over in Sweden.
You've got stuff over in Sweden, Hong Kong, things like that. But
those big all year round.
Yeah, and those are mainly for just like the haunted house attractions, because that's we do that as well. But I actually stopped my main career, which I owned a pizza restaurant, and I sold it not too long ago. Which technically I'm still kind of a partner in it, but I don't have to run the day-to-day operation anymore.
Pizza power game.
So now I'm just strictly, I make props, I do private signings, and sell that stuff. So this is pretty much just like a totally big turn for us. And I just enjoy when we go to these cons and we get to see people like yourself and having the same like-minded stuff. We don't really do a whole lot with the metal stuff. I do a lot with foam and resin. But to see somebody do in latex, to see somebody do what you do on a day-to-day basis, it's badass stuff, dude.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks. It's I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Actually, back in 2000. So yeah, this is my 20th year doing this. But I really relaunched my business again 6 years ago. I took some time off due to personal reasons.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into. But since I came back, I just threw everything I could into the business, and it has absolutely boomed. And I feel very fortunate every day to wake up and actually like my job. A lot of people can't say that.
Well, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I done pizza for 15 years, and now getting to wake up and create
grab a brush
things.
And put a little makeup.
Grab a brush and put on a little makeup. Yeah. Exactly. So just to be able to do what I like and create things very similar to what you do, and some of the things that you make. I don't know if you.
Some of the things that you make, we've copied.
No, I haven't.
No, we're joking.
I really haven't.
We've stolen them and just changed.
We stole that shit and just took about.
Hey, imitation is the best form of flattery.
You're doing the gloves and then having two different two different franchises mashed together into some of those gloves. I mean, it's beyond creative.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
well, when I came back into this, I came in with a mindset because when I left it, like I left it about, I don't know, 12 years ago. And I took about I was 5 years removed from, the hobby. But when I came back with a mindset, because back then I used to be like, well, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. And I'd refer people, I'd refer potential customers to other people and stuff. And when I came back 6 years ago, I came in with a mindset as like, yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
And, and Julie would be like, oh my God, can you do that? I was like, I don't fucking know. We'll find out, I guess. And she's like, you really think you could do it? I was like, well, yeah, it might take me a minute to figure it out, but and I thought about all the people that were doing similar stuff to me. There's a lot of people that build Freddy gloves, and they're very, very good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that build Hellraiser boxes or Phantasm spears, and they're good. But I wanted to think outside the box, and that's really how I started making a name for myself, is making things that nobody had ever seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And taking these mashups, taking these concepts, and just pushing the limits of what the base is, which is your basic Freddy glove, and then just pushing it and see what I can come up with.
Well, I mean, honestly, just when we go to a convention and we know you're there, you're usually one of the first stops that we go to.
Oh, yeah.
Shucks, guys. Thanks.
And technically, usually one of the first and one of the last, because we'll usually come by and talk a couple times.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
and I always feel rude because you guys are my friends, and when you come over, I love to talk to you, but my table is always really, really busy.
You ain't offending us if you say, "Hey, bitch, get out the way."
Yeah, we completely understand. You got a business to run.
I don't know. I've seen the size of you guys. I wouldn't say that to
you. We would.
No, but
but we're the size though.
But we're in the same boat. So I mean,
ain't got no room to talk.
Typically, the only one that doesn't, like, if Tony gets to talking, he ain't paying attention to nobody except you and the shit that you got. So typically, we got to nudge his ass out the way. But man, somebody's actually trying.
I've noticed.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
I love you, Tony. You know that. But yeah, I love seeing you guys, and I love hanging out when you guys come over. And it just seems like, it was really weird because when we first came back and started doing conventions again, I mean, people would trickle in and stuff like that. And over the years, it morphed into people trickling over to our table. To as soon as the VIP door opens, we are flooded, and we're like 4 or 5 people deep at our table, all the time. And it's like, it's very humbling and overwhelming at times.
Yeah. Well, especially the bigger conventions.
Oh yeah. Monster Mania and Horror Hound really kick our ass when they open up the VIP door.
What do you think the chances of them actually happening, in the future within the next 6-7 months? You think it's going to happen, or do you think this is going to be the new norm? Everything's going to be online.
No, I don't think it's a new norm. Especially with the vaccine coming out. I don't know. Everybody has different opinions about the vaccine and stuff. If it's proven to be safe, because by the time us average Joes are able to take it, a bunch of other people are going to take it. But just because they rushed it doesn't mean it's not safe. They just, we got to get this shit back to normal. But I think we're looking at.
I've got some conspiracy theories on that, but I'll keep that for a totally another show.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of shows. We've seen a couple of shows that they've been doing, and some of them, they're. I mean, especially if you're doing like the professional photos and stuff like that, because that's one of the things that is our big thing. When we go, we haven't ventured into selling our stuff at the cons yet. Yeah. We still go to the cons just for us, and we sell all our stuff online. But that's something that we're looking forward to doing in the future, because, like he said, he's going full time with it now, and hopefully within the next 3-4 years, I'm going to quit everything else that I'm doing and come in and do it with that.
And I don't know if you've ever looked at it. Have you ever heard of Trans World Halloween and Attraction Show?
I have, absolutely. Well, I was in the haunted attraction industry like exclusively for like the first 10, 11 years of my career.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that's where most of my money comes from now.
Gotcha.
Is from that show. So I mean, we have a booth. I usually have a 30 by 40 booth, and hell, you get. I like those. But you know, that's pretty much how we make our living is off that. And unfortunately, we didn't get to do that this year because of the whole COVID. Literally a week and a half, 2 weeks before the show, they canceled it.
Oh yeah,
because of COVID.
All of our shows.
So
we had Texas. We were going to the Chicago Flashback and Trans World, and of course, you know, they all got shut down pretty much within weeks of themselves. Yeah. So
you know, and I think it was better to err on the side of caution in these cases. And I think everything is going to go back to normal, well, somewhat normal for the most part by like mid-year next year.
Man, I hope so, because I'm so darn stir crazy.
Hey, I mean, one thing I absolutely miss is the traveling of going to shows. I love going to shows, and it sucks. I do like 6, 7, 8 shows a year sometimes, and it's like I haven't gone any goddamn where. It sucks. But we'll be
us being locked in right now has been pretty all right with me, because I get to save a little bit of money and get some other crap done. So
you know,
I've had 2 cars blow up on me in the last week, so you know.
Yeah, we had a huge year. We had a huge year last year, but
my driveway.
Not doing the conventions has not affected our bottom line at all. In fact, we've actually made more money this year not doing conventions because our online store exploded.
So that was going to be one of our questions.
My online store has picked up. I did have to get a couple of other outlets, and I mean, because I still do have quite a bit of inventory,
right?
You know, stuff, but you know, our biggest thing was that 3 or 4 day show, because I bring a lot of stuff that's cash and carry, but then I also, you know, try to get, you know, orders for, you know, the bigger guys, the Six Flags and the other, which we usually get about 2 to 4 theme parks every single year. This is the only year that I haven't gotten a big order from a theme park. So like the biggest order that I've gotten was about $1,200, and it was, you know, some actor safe weapons. It did go to Sweden, but that's the only one that we got.
Hammers and stuff.
Yeah, it was hammers and hatchets and just all sorts of stuff. But
I've had the opportunity to work for Disney, and I had to turn that down because I was in the middle of going through a divorce, and I can't go 3,000 miles away from my kids.
Yeah.
So,
well, the biggest thing that I've turned down, and I had I was right there at the point of saying yes to Walmart to be able to have some of our stuff in the Walmart. And I literally come to the realization I wouldn't be able to make as many units as what they were wanting without having this huge operation. And
because there's really just 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, you know, I don't want to take on this, you know, tarnish our name, not be able to work with any big names down the road. So we just ended up, you know, just saying thanks, but you know, we can't do it at this particular time. And they were really cool with it.
You know, it's never easy when you have to say no, but you have to say no for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And you know, you can sleep better at night knowing that you made the right reason, because you don't want to tarnish your reputation. You got a good reputation, you want to keep it, because your reputation can make you or break you in this business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's why, you know, I couldn't commit to Imagineering, so I said no, and Universal Creations was interested, and I had to turn them down too. And I was like, I just can't. I can't work that far away from my kids.
Yeah.
I can't, and it's a full-time gig. It wouldn't be a seasonal; it'd be a full-time gig. And,
yeah, we had another job kind of like that too, didn't we? And they wanted to see if we could do animatronics with it.
Yes. Yeah, I had another one that wanted to do it, but they wanted stuff that moved, and I told them I don't know enough about animatronics to.
We haven't gotten there yet. That's one of the things that we're looking at doing in the future.
Yeah,
making
most of the stuff we have is static props, or scenes. Like we'll set up an entire scene for you, but
right.
we don't have anything that actually moves. So
because a lot of the stuff that we got, we go to like hospitals, mortuaries, cemeteries, churches, stuff like that, and buy a lot of their old gear. We go picking.
That's not Tony. That's not called building props. That's called grave robbing. I'm pretty sure that's a crime.
Yeah.
He did say cemetery, but I assure you, let me just say, you did. Let me go ahead and put this on record. I had never taken anything from cemetery.
Okay.
I said mortuary.
No, you did say cemetery.
Dude, you totally said cemetery. I was like, what are you, fucking robbing graves or something?
Well, that's next to Corona, so.
Yeah. But, a lot of
my girl used to work in rubbish removal, and I'll tell you, some of the shit that I built has been like trash can stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude! I got an entire garage full of stuff.
Taking stuff from the scrap pile, and she's like, "Can you use this?" I was like, "Yeah, I can use it." And it's like, you'd be surprised what I could do. Well, no, I'm not even going to say that. Wow, that almost sounded really bad. You'd be surprised what I could do with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. hey, Jerry, you're 100%. I could see Tony taking shit from a grave too.
Oh, is that a Boondock?
Yeah.
He's wanting us to call him Mo. Hey, baby girl, I see you.
Well, it says Mo because we had Mo.
What's up, Thelma?
But hey, yeah, Thelma said she's seen some of your stuff, Mark, and she says it's amazing. So,
well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we go
con with us. It was Courthouse Cincinnati. We stopped by us. Deal.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the one that keeps hounding you about the Hellraiser glove.
I ain't hounding him yet. Broke.
He's the one that every time you post it, he's the one of the first people to message on it. Oh yeah, man, I need to get one of those. Amazing. Oh yeah.
Only making one more.
Oh, dude, no.
You better get that money, bro.
You're only gonna make one more.
Well, you see, Mark is the type of person.
Hey, Mark, if somebody offered you some money, you would make another.
I've talked to Mark about this before, and he said, "Never say never. Money talks."
Wow, you make me sound like a real shrewd businessman. Like when we did the Wes Craven tribute glove, me and my friend teamed up to do it, and we did the prototype. We did the prototype, and then we offered 5 of them. And I've been doing that a lot lately with my specialty gloves, my mashup gloves, to keep them special.
Yeah.
So, if there's like 50 million of them out there, then they all lose value. But, if there's only like 5 out there, then, once I kick the bucket, they might go up in price. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, I hope that's the case.
So what Mark's saying is
what, that I kick the bucket?
Huh?
You hope it's the case that I kick the bucket?
No.
Nick.
No, I hope it's the case that we can come to a deal that way I can get that.
That's why I was saying direct message me. We'll make a decision on it.
You got no idea how bad I want that damn thing.
Yeah.
In that case,
ever since I saw you
well, you need to stop buying damn guns and start buying some gloves, brother.
I bought one. Shut up. Anyway, no, ever since I saw you fucking debut that thing on Facebook, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That was one of my favorites.
I would argue that's actually one of my top 3 favorite mashup gloves that you did. The Hellraiser one.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I'm working on another Phantasm one right now.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one of the top 3. It was, like I said, my top 3 favorite ones I've ever seen you do were definitely, like I said, the Hellraiser, the Phantasm, and the Necronomicon glove you did. That thing was just beyond sick.
Yeah, it was beyond a lot of work too. I think I went blind for 2 days after I finished it. I was just like, lot of moving pieces on that. A lot of moving pieces.
Well, Tony, didn't you bring a couple pieces to show?
Yeah, I got a few. We'll start off light. Oh. Well, like I said, I normally don't bring out the hell was that? A lot of my toys. We'll start off with the one that everybody already knows. I think one of the things that got you started in this, at least what I think of, the first things I ever seen, is the Nightmare on Elm Street gloves.
Okay.
So this is the one Nightmare 1 that I got off of you. I don't know how many years ago. 4. It was at least 4 ago, I think.
No,
Yeah.
it was 4.
Yeah.
5 now because you actually picked it up at the Warhound Cincy that I went to with you the first time.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Well, damn, Mom, do you know everything I do?
No, but I remember Warhound, motherfucker. That's what I remember.
Hold on. Did we get that sign?
He
This
picked
is,
your
yeah,
wife too, didn't he,
2016.
Tony?
Was
Yeah,
this-
this is the one. No, I got this signed a year later. But
I
it's
know, but was it not at Chicago? And we went and we actually sat down right beside
oh yeah,
Robert England eating. And if I'm not mistaken, you were right beside us when we were eating.
yeah. We went to Chicago flashback. Because you were in there, we were in there, and Robert was in there. We were sitting next to Robert in Chicago on fire inside the hotel.
What was that? Was that 2014 or 2017?
That'd been 17.
17? Okay.
Yeah, because I got this glove. You inscripted Nightmares Unlimited 2016 on the inside of it,
Yeah, and he got it signed a year later.
and I got it signed the next year.
No kidding. Yep, there you go. Well, you see, I signed it with the date on it, so you know exactly when you got it.
Yeah, but yeah, like I think I actually did. I had this one in my promo video the other night, but I mean, I can't see half of the screen, but obviously y'all can. But I mean, it's about as accurate as you can get without having the real thing.
It's part 1.
I seen that. Yeah, it's part 1. But yeah. But this is some of the stuff that he makes. This
I'm actually working on I'm working on a couple of part 1s right now.
yeah.
Yeah, we're buried in work.
It's definitely one of my favorite pieces because Nightmare. Yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know. I'm drinking, so it's cool. Nightmare on Elm Street was that and Reanimator was my two top of the line movies. Those are the very first 2 horror movies I ever seen, and like I fell in love with them ever since. And I've been blessed enough to get to meet both of those guys, Robert Englund and Jeffrey Combs. Surprisingly enough, on Halloween night, I got married. And Jeffrey Combs actually sent us a video congratulating us on our wedding, which was super awesome.
Yeah,
So
Jeffrey Combs is amazing. I love Reanimator. I'm a big sci-fi kind of geek too, a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And he had a recurring role in the series Star Trek Enterprise where he played an Andorian. He was awesome, and he always chewed up.
He played 5 different characters, didn't he?
On that particular show, he played 2, but I think on Deep Space Nine he played like 3.
Yeah, because I think he was he got an award through the Star Trek community because he played more parts than anybody else ever has on the whole series.
He's a super nice guy. A lot of people think he's unapproachable or they think he's like arrogant or whatever. But I mean, if you actually go up and you talk to him, he's a super nice guy.
Oh, dude, I fanboyed out when our very first con that we went to. That was the year he was at Horror Hound.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been almost. I think it's almost 6. I think it might have been. Did you go to the one? You went to the one with all the Nightmare on Elm Street guys, right? So it was the one before that. What?
Fucking Jerry, dude.
What's he saying?
This says we all know Tony's favorite movie is The Human Centipede.
Hey, as long as I'm in the front, bro.
Oh no, I got a shit.
No, just like having my ass. How you doing?
Nah, you're that dying middle one.
Oh, screw that shit. But no.
Okay, speaking of disgusting films, I just want to say one thing. I have never seen, nor will I ever see, a Serbian film.
Really?
Yep.
I have not seen one yet. I've heard of them, and I actually think I might own one of them somewhere.
Well,
I have thousands of DVDs.
I don't mind movies that are shocking, but I don't like movies that are just shocking for shock's sake. There's like no rhyme or reason. They're just trying to go extreme and stuff. And to me, it's just garbage. But
well, I know just by looking at seeing the booth and the things that you've made,
Boobs.
His booth.
Booth. John
He was
Willis.
not looking at my boobs. Were you?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Were you?
Well, it's got
But
a Nightmares Unlimited tag on it right now. So
well,
That's what you're
apparently he
No,
was.
so Tony is checking out my boobs. You see
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
nice set of titties, brother. Hey.
Hey, I told you I gained some weight during COVID. You mean bastard.
But most of the stuff that we've seen you make is all from the 80s, of course. But do you have anything that you're making from anything newer, or are you just staying with 80s just because that's what you like and that's what you know?
Well, ultimately, I don't mind doing replicas, but ultimately, my favorite things to do are like original designs and just shit that I come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love 80s horror. I mean, it made my company. But
Yeah.
I have been working on some new stuff. There's a fan film coming out, a sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare called Dylan's New Nightmare, and we actually designed the gloves for that.
No shit.
It's a fan film, but
Yeah, well, it doesn't
from the
matter. It's
producers
still,
of Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow.
well, I mean, a lot of fan films end up potentially getting picked up later down the road. I mean,
You know what?
Lights Out's one of them. It was a freaking 2-minute little mini movie,
Right.
that turned into a huge production.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is you got fan films that are like, and even fan sequels to some of your favorite movies that are like 10 times better than the sequels they shit out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more creativity that just doesn't get the financial backing that these other people do. And it's kind of sad when, don't get me wrong, it can be fun, like the Sharknado movies, it can be fun, but they'll throw money at crap like that, but people with original ideas or really good sequel ideas and stuff like that, Hollywood won't give them time of
You
day.
gotta love them sharks coming through. Gotta love them sharks.
You know what? That's the most realistic shark I've seen on screen in a long time.
Well, this was something that the Bandbox put out that Tara Reid signed a long time ago. So,
No kidding.
Oh no. We haven't discussed the favorite part though.
yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah.
It squeaks.
It's just
That
as
sounds
good
like
as
a
the real
dolphin.
thing.
Yeah, because you didn't
Is there
know
a
the
hole in
shark
the bottom of that?
What's
Like
that?
a glory hole in the bottom of that thing.
Glory hole.
Yep, there it is. Fish vagina.
What the fuck?
Fish vagina.
Fish vagina. Oh yeah.
You really don't want to know what's happening below this table.
Okay, yeah.
Below the deck.
See, we went off on a tangent.
Sharker. Hey, my shark. Asshat.
We went off on a tangent, just like you knew we would. So anyways, back to doing like original stuff. There was another independent film called, what the hell was it called? Help me out. Killer Campout. And we designed a hero weapon for that, and it was basically a battle axe I made out of street signs.
Oh yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah. Well,
that
the killer was a hack and it had to look like something that he made himself.
You've seen it at his booth. It's the battle axe that had a bunch of stop signs and yield signs and shit that sits behind him.
Oh, okay.
Hung up on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he actually like a Facebook video that had Kenny Potter holding it, saying that he could actually kill somebody with that damn thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much
See,
kill
this
anybody
guy's
with
got
that.
a great memory. Look at that shit.
Yeah, I don't. I have a terrible.
I'm glad he does because I had one till a couple years ago, and then somebody told me that I was old, and then now shit just goes, and I welcome it. It's like walking. It's like walking.
Yeah, walking.
Yes, indeed. I'm talking. No, it's like waking up every morning with Parkinson's. You learn something new every day. So
that's
might
cool.
be the same old shit, but still something new.
So yeah, we're doing some of that. We're actually we just did a bunch of props, and we got a bunch in the pipeline that we're designing for Trick or Treat Studios' new prop line.
Sweet.
Heck yeah!
So
I just bought something for Trick or Treat Studios because we're going to do a Christmas hunt, and they made the Krampus outfit
Nice
for that. So we picked that up, and then I've got the mask and everything So we shot a little promo video for the haunted house for it, and we actually put it uploaded it to YouTube. I think yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
And then I've got
Same day I put up my video for this, and my video got 200 views, and yours has got like 480 something. Same amount of time, same fucking channel.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tony, it's okay. It's okay, man.
Hey, I'm just trying to help you out, bro. I'm just trying to help you out.
But we actually do have one of your. Actually, I don't. Tony has one of your mashup gloves here as well, and it's of two of his favorite,
Oh yeah.
franchises.
Y'all know what I just said a minute ago. It's the two favorite franchises, the two pieces. This has got a little bit of a story to it because I don't really believe that Mark wanted to sell this. This piece at the time that I wanted to buy it.
It's the one that's signed with Jeffrey Combs, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my baby, dude. But I think I had to appeal to the fanboy sense in Mark. And literally what he told me that the whole reason he got started in doing this is because, he wanted to make props available to people for, minimal prices, stuff you can actually obtain. And I don't believe at the time, because at the time it's the only one that you had that was signed and was wore by Jeffrey, right?
Yes. At the time. Actually, I think that's my first one that I had, actually.
Well, then I have
How many times am I going to say actually?
I have a Mark Phillips one then, and I'm super happy about that. But yeah, it is sticking to my hand. You shut your face. Never speak words to me again.
Okay, especially those.
So yeah, but it is the mashup of the Nightmare and Reanimator glove,
Ah, yes.
which is held up very nicely. But it
Well,
actually has.
Well,
on
I
the back
hope
plate-
so. I didn't build it to not last.
But on the back, it has Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West, and all the green on it is freaking awesome. But it's actually signed by Jeffrey Combs, and it was the only one I'm guessing that was actually wore by him, and that was the whole reason that I wanted it.
Yeah, I think I got that picture somewhere of him wearing it.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I found it on. I found it online too and downloaded it that way. I had it myself, but yeah, you sent it to me.
Yeah,
But,
I've only sold 3 of those, so I got 2 more that are available, and I'm actually in the middle of a back plate on one of them.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
are real needles.
Yeah.
I know.
So that was super cool because I know
Oh,
that.
okay, you did take the plastic off one of them. I was like, you got all the plastic on them.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that comes off if y'all want to. But I try to be safe because I'm gonna stab myself with it no matter.
No,
what.
Don't worry.
You're over doing this shit.
My girlfriend dropped it on her foot. My girlfriend dropped it on her foot and it stabbed her in the foot.
Oh, that's awesome.
So now you can clone her if you want. I mean, she's a really good assistant in the shop.
But yeah, I got that. Yeah, because I noticed that I think I got this one at a later date than the syringe because the syringe had a nail in it, I believe, right?
No, actually, it's blunt. There should be blunt needles in that.
They are
'cause
blunt needles. Okay.
I found stainless steel needles that were they're just hosing needles or whatever. They're squirting needles. They're not sticky needles.
Yeah.
Yes. So I started using them instead. I got to order them from Russia though. So if you order it, hopefully I got needles in house. Otherwise, it takes about 2 months for them to get over here.
Gotcha. But yeah, the green on that, you made that to actually glow under black lights too, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. It's the same. It's the same formula I use in the Reanimator syringes and boxes and all that stuff.
I got that pen and piece of paper. Hey, and what's that again? What's that? Secret ingredient?
No, yeah. No,
Well,
that's one of the things I was going to
I
ask.
put,
He doesn't
I
tell
put a
that.
little
Because,
bit
I'm
of love
messing
in
with
each
it.
one.
What that?
I put a little bit of love in each one.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of blood, a
And
little bit
urine.
of semen.
Yeah, that's what
No, not semen. I piss in them. I drank
But
so much Green Monster that that's
There you
what it
go.
looks like.
That's what he just said. That's literally what he just said. But yeah, you were telling me about that. It actually took you a pretty good while to come up with that formula for it, didn't it?
Yeah. Quick story is we had 20 cups all over the room, and we tried different concoctions and stuff, and that was actually number 13
Hell
that
yeah.
was in that cup. So that's the one we used. Unfortunately, those the stuff I was using became unavailable, so I had to start from scratch a couple of years ago.
Oh hell.
Damn.
But we simulated the formula pretty well, so, and it's non-toxic
That's awesome.
because urine is sterile. We all know this.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
Just smells funny.
Just smells funny.
Well, you got anything new that you got over there at your workshop that you'd like to show off, or?
I got a ton of shit that's new. It's all in process. I do have different type of Hellraiser box. I don't know if you guys have seen this in person yet. It's called the Six Faces of Fear,
Oh fuck you.
Oh yeah.
and it's solid mahogany and etched brass. Julie does all the brass etching for me because
Hey,
I
is
can't
this
do it.
done?
I
Yeah,
suck.
none. Hey, how much for that?
This is $275
With it signed?
With it signed?
with a signed. Absolutely not.
I was about to say, PayPal me.
I will
will
pay you back
listen.
4. I'll give you 4 right now.
Because we got Doug, Barbie, Nicholas Vince, Ashley, Lawrence, Simon Bamford, and of course the man himself, Clive Barker, that signed this. So
Yeah.
we're pretty excited. We're pretty excited to get this done because Clive, everybody knows Clive is not in the greatest of health. So it was surprising to see him doing shows, and I had the opportunity to meet him a few times now. So I feel very, very fortunate for that.
Well, that was one of the big reasons we were super bummed about them canceling all the shows, because he was supposed to be down in the Texas Frightmare show, and that's one of the things that we were immediately going to get anything we could signed by him. And I'm hoping that he decides to do a few cons in the future, if possible.
I think he will, but that's why I think it's so important that a lot of us don't rush the whole going back to conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can throw caution to the wind and say, fuck people, I don't care about them, like Days of the Dead did. But I'm glad that the rest of the big dogs are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Because we don't need, our horror icons are aging right now.
Oh, yeah.
And we do not need them to, we don't need them to go leave us any faster than they already are. So
Yeah.
That's why I was
I'm young enough where I'm totally okay with waiting a few extra months to make sure that our favorite actors don't get sick, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we had the pleasure to go off and get some stuff signed by Tim Curry at Texas a couple of years ago. So, you know,
didn't get to meet him, but we got to get some signed stuff from him.
Yeah.
But
Tim Curry, you got to meet him, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Julie got to meet him. I was kind of at Texas Frightmare. I was stuck at the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
you know, he wasn't
because I'm
signing
always
stuff
stuck
at the table. Yeah,
I'm
he
not
wasn't
knocking
signing
him
at the table.
Anybody that knows me knows if they come to the table, I am fucking hardly ever there. It's like, oh, he's out smoking a cigarette. I smoke a lot of damn cigarettes because, you know, crowds kind of freak me out.
oh yeah, we know. We hover the table at least 3-4 times before we actually see you over there. I'm sure Julie's probably told you a few times. We'd come in and ask about you and find out what's going on, figure out right about when you might be back.
Well, it's not just me running away, escaping. I work with a lot of the different convention owners. I do a lot of work for Horror Hound. I do some work for Monster Mania on occasion and Texas Frightmare weekend. I do a lot of work for Lloyd.
It allows you to go off and talk to people and get the names, new contacts, you know, because you don't know when possibly the next job is coming. So just getting out and talking to folks, that's the biggest thing.
Networking, networking's a big part of our business, and a lot of my peers and stuff that don't go out to conventions, you know, Some of them wonder why I get a lot of work and a lot of attention. It's like, man, I travel thousands and thousands of miles usually every year, and I'm always out, and I'm always saying, because it's not just if you make a good prop or a decent prop, and I'm under the belief if you make it good, it sells itself.
Yes.
But in order to get more work, you have to sell yourself.
Yeah, and if you're an asshole, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be able to sell anything.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely correct. I mean, I've seen a lot of people in this business that dick people over and don't return emails and stuff like that. Take their money and run. And I always try to get back to people very shortly after they get a hold of me. I'm always
and that's speaking of that. I mean, Tony even had a custom piece, made specifically for his wedding.
I wasn't even ready for that yet.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we were talking about was that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
we'll show that here in just a second.
This is something I'm doing for Texas Frightmare right now. Is if you see this?
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, chainsaw.
We're doing Excalibur for Texas Frightmare right now. We do all the trophies for. That's something else I never in 1,000 years would have thought I'd be doing, but I do all the trophies for all the shows now.
Yeah, see, that's what I was about to mention a minute ago. I know that you, I believe it was for Texas. You did the Lifetime Achievement Award for Reanimator.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, those were phenomenally awesome, dude.
That was one of my favorite pieces, and I actually got a handwritten letter from Stuart Gordon a few months before he passed, thanking me and referring to me as the Blacksmith of Horror, and that was like.
I was going to ask you. I did put that in the promo that you have been deemed the Blacksmith of Horror, and I was going to ask you. I remember you telling me the story of it, but I forgot who was the actual one that deemed you that, and that's one of the questions I was fixing to ask you actually. So it was Stuart.
His name is JK. He works for Horror Hound now. He was a journalist with his own podcast for a long time, and he interviewed me, and it was shortly after my divorce. It was the first Horror Hound I did when I came back, and I've done a lot of interviews, and he was the first journalist that really dug into where I came from and what made me tick and stuff like that, like real getting under the getting to the dirt kind of journalism. And I respected him so much for that. And he started out the interview by calling me a master of metal, and I was joking around saying that, and I was taking a page out of like Tony Stark's book. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not Magneto. And he's like, well, how about the Blacksmith of Horror? And I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. that's how that went.
Let's run with it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, and it had a good ring to it. I liked it. So.
Well, I mean, if anybody knows any of your work and seen the pieces that you do, I mean, that is exactly what it is.
Speak for themselves.
Yeah, I'm actually looking into putting a forge into my new garage and stuff, so I can actually forge and be a blacksmith, not just in name only.
Yeah,
be an actual blacksmith. So that would be interesting. I'm sure as many accidents as I have, I'll probably burn my hand off or something.
All right, what happens a few times? I noticed that you took a big gash in the thumb the other day. It was about a week or two ago.
Yeah, time just stands still. It was actually 4 weeks ago.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Well, I was doing a Hellraiser box. I was cutting the mahogany. Mahogany is a super, super hard wood.
Yeah.
And it'll stop a miter saw blade like for an instant, and then all fucking hell breaks loose after that. And what it did is it pulled my finger into the saw, and it pulled the bone on this finger here. It pulled it up through, and I had to kind of tuck the bone back in. And usually I just glue the shit together, but there wasn't much meat to work with, so I had to go and get it sewn up. I'm like, I'll just glue this. I can't glue this together. I got to get sewn. So,
well, I got a story. We were building a haunted house, and of course we were using refurbished wood.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to take 2 boards apart, and my brother-in-law, his hand slipped, but my finger was in between it. Well, there was a nail, and that nail went through this part of my pinky, come out right here I was like, dude, you're gonna have to pry it up. And he's like, why? He's like, you need to pull it out. I'm like, I can't pull it out. It's nailed to the board. And he's like, no, there ain't no way. I'm like, I'm telling you, it is. Like, so we had to pry the board up, get the nail off, and then I told my partner at the time, I said, hey, dude, I'll be right back. I got to go to the hospital. And I said it just all nonchalantly. He said, what are you talking about? I was like, I got to go get a tetanus shot because I'm an old rusty ass nail. And my tetanus shot, was outdated. So I was like, I got to go get another shot.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I heard myself so often now. They're like, oh, do you need a tetanus shot? It's like, it's got to be in your charts. It's got. I was here, like last year getting, a finger sewn on.
I was here 2 months ago. I'm pretty sure I got it then.
Yeah, I've had a few incidences like that at the job that I work at. I more or less, I'm a glorified furniture mover for the state college. So I get jacked up all the time. I've had a plate glass window break in my hands and cut the whole top of my hand off. I mean, there's I can't see. It's a pretty decent scar in there somewhere. It looks like the state of Michigan.
Okay.
They literally tucked all the meat underneath. They thought it was completely gone. Then the guy got in there and started pulling it out. He goes, well, your hand's going to look like a damn jigsaw puzzle. I said, yeah, it probably will. But it's pretty cool. I got 13 stitches. So I had to have a tetanus shot for that. I had a motorcycle wreck a while back. Had a tetanus shot for that. So every time I go into the hospital, they're like, do you need a new one? I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm still up to date. I've had about 14 of them. So
I talk so much, I think people are hoping I don't get a tetanus shot. Man, I hope this motherfucker gets lockjaw or something. He won't shut up.
But going back to you cutting your hand, was that a couple weeks back when you was working on my box?
Yeah, actually.
I figured it was.
Your damn fault.
Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all right,
No.
man. It was
I'm
a
gonna
pleasure.
bring this out. I actually had this custom meat. Custom meat? I got some custom meat for you.
Well, technically,
You're gonna bring this out and you say
printer.
custom meat. I'm not interested, Tony.
It's all 2.5 inches all on its own.
Yeah.
I had this custom piece made. Like I said earlier, I got married Halloween night, and I got a hold of Mark. I think it was last October, and I talked to him about doing a custom piece for me because we were having a horror themed wedding, and he gets a hold of me. I think about a month and a half before the wedding.
Yeah, something like that.
He was like, wasn't you want me to make something? I was like, yeah. He said, well, I'm glad you said so because I completely forgot about it. But no, like I say, we're really into horror. Of course, Reanimator, Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that. Sarah's favorite grouping of movies is the Scream movies. Of course, Wes Craven did those as well. And then, of course, as we were talking about, Clive Barker, Hellraiser. So I wanted a custom lamps configuration box made as the ring box. And Mark made me one. And
A little to the right. A little to the right.
Nothing right.
There you go.
Are you only seeing this part of it? Okay, you're only seeing that. Okay, because down here it's got us awesome full view. I can't speak words, but yeah. Here, I put it over here. But yeah, it's a full mahogany box, all etched brass. I love the little brass fitting pieces.
I do see some of your blood on it now that you say it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But yeah, I mean, it's freaking awesome, dude. And then as I requested, now that I can't get the damn thing off of it. Now these are our old rings that we had. All, brass hinges that he put on it. I mean, it's freaking awesome. Love this little piece. Where the hell am I? Everything's backwards over here.
You're in my house.
Shut up, Scotty. Inside's all black, and then you'd have the rings inside. Those are our old rings. But I mean, it was phenomenal, dude. I love it. I appreciate you so much for doing it for me. She loved it, and we're getting one of those little glass cases, and we're putting it up with the wedding photo on my bookshelf.
Not a problem.
I'm gonna have our old rings sitting in it and have it sitting up open like that, and then have one of the little glass pieces on it.
That's cool.
But yeah, dude, it was actually pretty cool. She didn't know anything about it, so I had my best man obviously behind me, and I gave him the box. He had it hidden in his jacket through the whole wedding. And then
I kept telling him to stop crying.
yeah, there's a funny story with
in
that.
your pocket. You happy to see me?
Yeah. So no, it was pretty funny because my best man was crying more than I was.
Yeah, well, I kept telling him too.
And so like the little ring bearer comes up, he gives me the rings. I take the rings, and I put them behind me. He sticks them in the box, and Scotty sees what he's holding. And he goes, "Hey man, stop fucking crying. If you cry on that thing, only God knows what the hell's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna start."
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
It was like, it's not the damn Gremlins. I said, I don't give a shit. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen to that damn box. They ain't done that part if tears fell on it yet.
What'd you say, Mark?
I said, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Yes. Yes. Well, oddly enough, we actually got Doug Bradley to do a small video for the wedding as well. I got Jeffrey Combs to do one. And, he showed off some of his little toys that he had. And he's got a Hellraiser 3 hero box that he still has and that he showed it off. And he said, I can, yeah, it was a screen U. Oh, yeah, that's the hero box. But he was talking to us and he's like, well, he goes, I hope you guys have a great life together and whatnot. He goes, I'm sure that y'all will have such sights to show each other. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Especially in the bedroom.
But yeah, dude, I love it. Well worth the money. And I appreciate all of it, dude.
And it was my pleasure. I love doing that. I love doing that stuff for friends. I say that doing replicas and stuff gets a little repetitive. Obviously, your ring box was something I've never even attempted before. So
yeah,
it was a good challenge. I loved it. Thanks for giving me that. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
But I never mind doing replicas when people contact me and they're like, hey, I got a birthday coming up for my husband. And it's usually the girls that like contact me. They're like, hey, I want to do this for Christmas for my husband or my boyfriend or stuff like that. And it's like those doing presents for people, even though it's something I've done 1,000 times, always gives me a lot of pleasure because they always contact me with like photos and videos and stuff like that. And it's like, that's why I do this stuff. Because when I was a kid and when I was piss poor, not that I'm rolling in dough, but the stuff I wanted and I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So I always try to keep my prices as reasonable as possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
you still got to make money for your stuff too, though.
And let's face it, man, the horror community, I mean, we are some of the poorest motherfuckers on the planet, but we still want cool shit. So I try to keep my prices reasonable so people can do this. And as far as I know, I think we're like the only company that offers like layaway and a payment plan. So people can pay, whatever they can, when they can. And, once they get it paid off, I'll ship it to them, once it's about
that's cool. I didn't even know that, man. So that's actually a really cool thing.
Because there's a lot of people that
just, get that fucking hub, dude. Get it now.
PayPal.
Send them a couple bucks and figure out what you're gonna do.
A couple bucks, hell, if he's willing to do it, I'll drop 100 on it right this minute.
Better fucking get it going.
But it's helped a lot of people. It's helped a lot of people out around Christmas times and birthdays that didn't have a ton of money, but they still wanted to get something. So,
hell yeah, brother.
I try to work with people because I know where they're coming from. Fuck yeah, man. I was homeless 6 years ago, so I know what it's like.
Hell yeah. Well, man, that's the reason we love you, Mark, and that's the reason we love doing business with you. And like we sought out you as one of our own, and that's why we come talk to you all the time and stuff like that, because we know you're just like us. We're just like you. That's what we're trying to do. Our stuff isn't super duper priced. We're trying to make a little bit of money, but we work with people. Sometimes if you just keep coming back to the booth, we'll drop the price on something and give it to you anyway.
I got to stop.
I think it's both helpful and sometimes detrimental. It's like I don't think I'll ever be a huge corporation, but I always approached this business, especially when I came back to it, even when I started it, as a fan first and a businessman second.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not great for the bottom dollar, but it connects me with the fans more than just mass producing stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to be a fan first. You got to love this
Ezekiel.
stuff.
We got a message on here that says, Ezekiel, my jacket smells like ass.
Yeah, there's a quick fix for that. It's called wash that shit.
Yeah, or burn that shit.
Yeah.
Start over, bro.
I heard the toilet paper shortage was back. He didn't have to use his jacket.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't use your battle gear, bro. Come on now. But yeah, as I say, we going back to the whole Reanimator thing. The last piece that I got, and I believe it was one of the very first pieces that I actually bought from you, was the Reanimator syringe. And, I'm sure y'all have seen this and know exactly what it is. I had
one.
Huh?
I got one.
Oh, you own one? Yeah. I still got to get the little stand for it with the Dan Katz dead details later, because that's my favorite line of the entire movie. And that was I thought it was completely amazing that was the little piece that you put on the holder for it when I seen it, because that's literally one of my favorite lines from there. But
I actually got the idea from a shirt that Fright Rags put out, because I was talking to Ben Scrivens about it. You know Ben, right?
Fright Rags, yeah.
You bought some shirts from him.
I buy shirts from him all the time. That's why I
Yeah,
have.
he actually lives like an hour and a half from my house. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, we see each other on occasion. Yeah, so it was actually on one of the shirts that Fright Rags came out with, and I was talking to Ben about it, and I was like, oh my god, it's such a great idea. And I was like, I wonder if I can incorporate that saying into like a display, and that's where that idea kind of hatched. So I got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, we all see stuff and not necessarily steal it, but use it as
Inspiration.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's really cool.
It's like the mashup gloves I do. Yeah, they're based on Freddy gloves, but kinda. It's the same function of it. But have you seen my Scarecrow glove?
Yes.
Which is it's got the Reanimator green. I'm actually doing one in orange, which is closer to the Arkham color. I've never played Arkham Asylum, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's kind of like the Scarecrow glove," and I'm like, "Huh?" Because I don't play a whole lot of video games. So I didn't. So.
One of the ones that one of the mashup ones that I thought was really awesome was the Horrorhound Werewolf one that you did. I thought that was amazing.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, the pirate glove, the raptor glove, what was it? I can't remember what the name of it was. It was like the Insane Asylum doctor glove.
Oh yeah, the Asylum glove.
It was the Asylum
I used
glove.
2 straight razors,
a
scalpel, and glass syringe.
Yeah, dude, those are awesome. Do you still offer those, or were those limited editions?
Some of them are one-off. I'm like in the process of building a Scarecrow glove right now, because I'm doing costumes and props based on Batman's Rogue Gallery.
Yeah.
So I'm doing some stuff with the Penguin, the Riddler, the Joker, Scarecrow, and Two-Face. So.
Hell yeah, man.
That'd be interesting. I actually I started getting into comic book props, like real world comic book props. I called the Dark Universe. It was kind of like a realistic dark take on what I would think these props would look like if the average Joe did it, that wasn't like a millionaire playboy or whatever. And I did like pumpkin bombs and Mr. Terrific spheres, stuff like that, and Riddler cane, Scarecrow glove, and
I remember seeing you had the Riddler cane on one of your sites, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the Nightmares Unlimited site, but I built that when I first came back into it, and it's like, holy shit, the stuff I know now, I wish I knew then. So I actually redesigned the cane, and I'm in the process of building that now. I want to expand into superheroes and supervillains type universes. because
Yeah.
I love doing horror movie props. It's my one, my first love, but I want to do sci-fi stuff and comic book stuff, and honestly, it's all one big genre,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just like subgenres. Like horror's the subgenre, and sci-fi is fantasy,
Well,
all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
Superheroes.
even just the comic book stuff. We used to just do the just the horror conventions like Horror Hound and in Texas and all that. But then we went to a couple of Comic Cons. I mean, they're pretty much the same.
Oh yeah.
I mean, other
Just different
than
shit.
just different stuff. But I mean, it's relatively the same kind of concept, except it's just a little different.
Yeah, it is a little different. And I got to be honest with you, we did some like different types of cons, like comic and sci-fi, just smaller ones, but the crowds are totally different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of what they're going to buy. Yeah, I'll agree
Yeah.
with that.
right.
You know,
The crowds
But
are a little bit
type
different.
type of stuff that we do, they're pretty much interchangeable. Because I've also got a inflatable haunted house that's 1,200 square feet, and
Nice.
so we've taken that to Comic Cons and actually made pretty good little amount of money just by having people come in to an inflatable haunted house.
Yeah.
And and it's similar to a bounce house, except once you're in, it's a legitimate haunted house.
Right, exactly. They started advertising those around the time that I started getting out of the haunted attraction business.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that I still am very connected. Like, my soul, my heart is very connected to the haunted attraction industry. It's just,
Yeah.
it's so stressful to run and operate a full scale, like multi-element haunted
Yeah,
street park or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I've got 7 attractions on one property, so
Yeah, we got 6 acres and 7 attractions, so we completely understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, and eventually, I don't know if I'm gonna do props forever. I'm kind of like with the stuff with Trick or Treat and all this other stuff. If we could like move into like just designing stuff for mass production, it would free up a lot of my time, and that would probably be an avenue I'd pursue again. But as of right now, I'm basically a 1 to 2 person on occasion show, which, and I'm busy. I'm busy all the time. I am buried in work.
yeah.
So, until some of these
Well, you
other
shouldn't be
things
so
start-
damn talented. If you weren't so damn talented, you wouldn't be so damn busy.
Stop being so damn awesome.
You know what? Being busy is a good problem to have, but it's still a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I did have one question. Going back to the Texas Frightmare, the Lifetime Achievement Awards that you did for Reanimator, were those actual syringes or did y'all have them built that way?
I actually found some stainless steel syringes with glass inserts and stuff, and I found them made. Where did I get them? China? Yeah, they were made in China.
Well, they're like
I'd
super
never
huge,
seen
though?
anything like that before, and I'm like, holy shit, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Who would have thought that they even existed? So I got them, and I had to modify all of them.
Yeah.
And I put lights in them so they lit up and stuff. And then, of course, I had the plaques with Reanimated Lifetime Achievement Awards on them.
Because they were like super big, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, like on your screen, it's this big, so it's like that fucking. Okay, they were about a foot tall, I think.
Jesus.
Then I had to buy the needles
see those
separate. The
first.
needles
Those
were like horse needles.
Jesus. Yeah, those are freaking awesome, dude.
Thanks, man. What? Yeah, they don't travel well. I had to replace a couple of them because I ended up having to ship them to all the actors' houses, and some of them showed up great, and some of them showed up not so great. And it's like, what the fuck, It's like, great.
Was
Of
it
course.
the United States Postal Service?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
that's why, because
Yep.
we've had
I'm sitting here. I got a buddy that's on the other side of the camera. He's the one that helped me with the live. He works for the United States Postal Service, and I bitch to him all the time.
You know what?
Yeah, dude.
I can ship anything anywhere in the world and in the continental United States, and it comes and it shows up absolutely perfect. I ship any fucking thing to Washington, Oregon, or California. It shows up in 50 goddamn pieces. I don't know what they're doing over in the West Coast.
Yeah.
I think they're partying a little too much over there or some shit
Yeah.
because
They're
they're
doing
using.
Oh, I swear to God, they played a damn soccer game with my box.
We did
Oh,
a private
without a doubt.
signing with what was it? It was
Oh,
Ari Lehman, and we did a private signing with him. And he said, we sent all the stuff over there, got to him perfectly. He signed everything, showed us pictures, showed us videos, sent it back, and I mean the damn box was practically folded in half. And 3 of the Jason masks that we really liked, that was are really good ones, they're smashed in half.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell they were doing with that shit. We've had that happen a couple times because we just did a private signing with Sean Whalen. And everything got to him, 2 months later? No, everything got to him on time. It came when it came back, because he's in Canada, right?
No, he's in California.
California. Okay. When it came back 2 or 3 months late, and it had holes in the box, and we were 100% sure everything was not in the box, but it was.
Yeah, everything in the box.
And there was some shit messed up in it too. But
Yeah,
we've
that's
had that
crazy.
happen times here.
Yeah, you know what? I fuck Canadian Post. I love my Canadian brothers and sisters. Do not get me wrong, but holy shit, they have the slowest fucking postal system on the planet. I swear to God, they're delivering packages on Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They're fucking just on horseback delivering that shit up in the goddamn Yukon.
Yeah.
You got Dudley Do Right.
No, man, they tie their packages up behind the horses and then drag them while they're running. That's what it is.
I mean,
That's just
they
what it looks
always
like.
show up not broke, but they show up in like 3 goddamn weeks, and it's like
Actually,
I live so close to Canada, I could throw the fucking things across the border and just have them pick them up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is it taking freaking 3 weeks
6
to send
months
this
to go
thing
40
miles?
miles.
Yeah, I'm seriously about an hour away from saying "hey" in the boot. That's how close to Canada I am.
Oh, Mark Hill's on here.
See, shout out to Security Productions and Mark Phillips.
Hey, did you see this, Tony?
What's that?
Hellraiser Debtor box screen use.
What is that? The one that you had to fix?
New. This is the one I bought.
Oh shit! Where'd you?
She said it's screen use.
Oh yeah, well, I heard that, but where'd you get it from?
Collector over in England.
Oh yeah.
Bet you paid a pretty good penny for that.
Too goddamn much, I think. But
Yeah.
you know, I always wanted a screen use box. Now I got one.
Yeah.
Actually,
You
the
wanna sell it, Mark?
You want
the
to sell
part
it,
2
Mark?
box. What's that?
I said you
You
want to sell it?
Nope, not yet.
We're all about buying any damn thing.
The Hellbound box, the part 2 box that I restored, the guy's actually selling that on eBay. I don't know if he sold it yet or not.
Yeah.
But another customer saw that going for sale, and he, the guy that's selling it mentioned that I restored it and everything. I get a message out of the blue from a guy that owns an Inferno box that needs it restored, so he's going to send that to me.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I get to touch all these screen use props. I feel so special.
Hell
I
yeah.
would.
You ever think about just making one that looks exactly like it, sending it back, and keeping the real one?
It's funny because my buddy Otis, the one that owned the Hellraiser 2 box, I was like, because he sent it to me, and when he bought it, the panels were starting to come off as it was, and he had it in a glass case. Well, he was driving into his museum, and he got rear-ended.
Yeah.
And the glass shattered, and it ripped all the panels off, so I had to completely restore it. I mean, some of the brass was just crinkled up, like somebody took it in their fist. So I'm sitting there, and I straighten all this shit out. And I sent him a message, just a friggin' joke, ripping him here. I'm like, the panels were unsavable, so I just took them off and I made you new panels. And that wood was all scratched up, so I replaced the wood. But don't worry, it's new wood, new brass, everything's new on it, but still screen used. I'll just keep this nasty shit that you don't need, and I'll just keep it here for me.
Yeah, right.
He laughed, and then he got kind of nervous. I'm like, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. Everything's good.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, that was probably the most nerve-wracking job that I've had.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah.
And
You gotta fix the good old
again,
horror
it was
history.
one of those instances. Yeah, I can fix that for you, and and then I tell Julie about it. And she's like, "Can you do it?" It's like, I have no fucking idea, but I'm gonna try.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I get you because like this last one, I was actually out training a store, and I called Tony at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, "Hey, can you go over and knock out these props real quick?" And that's the one that was going to this movie that's being made, and it's a big movie. And
Because they're a big TV company.
Yeah. So, and they had to have it by Friday. They had to have it overnighted.
Yeah, I was gonna say. 'cause it
And
was
they were like, if
Wednesday?
if you can't do it, I'm gonna need to cancel. And so I was like, can you go do it? And he's like, yeah, I'll go do it. And I probably called or text him every 20 minutes, like, how we do it.
I just told him, I said, man, just tell me how to make it. Tell me what I need to do. And as long as you got one around here that shows the colors that I got to paint it, I said, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that I go by the seat of my fucking pants at all times, dude. Like when I got into doing masks and stuff, and I mean, I'm not super great at it, but I'm getting a lot better. But like, I have an art background, very small one, but
Wait, you're talking about the art background, right?
yeah, yeah. But no, he gave me a head form, and I got some clay and stuff, and just started playing with shit. And hell, I figured out I can sculpt 10 times better than I can draw.
Yeah.
And so we started doing that, making little props and masks and stuff like that, and some of the stuff that we use on our haunted house, some of the stuff we use on our videos and stuff like that, promotional videos and stuff, is all some stuff that I've made.
Yeah.
Usually anything that I'm wearing or I'm in is stuff that I've made myself.
Nice.
And it just came from the background of loving horror and wanting to always one up something, wanting to be different than everybody's wearing a Scream mask. I don't want to wear a Scream mask. I want to wear something that nobody's ever seen before.
Right,
I want to completely do this or latex my entire head. I'd love to say I'm bald because I latex a lot of stuff all the time and I just shave it, but that's not the point. I'm started losing a little bit, so I just let it go. But it helps out now because I've done a couple of things where I've latexed lights and stuff into my head and had a little battery pack and some weird little outfits and stuff like that. And it's came out really cool looking. But yeah.
But sometimes you just got to say yes, because you if you don't, they stop coming to you.
Yeah.
If you say, well, I don't know if I could do that, then they won't. That's how you lose work. You say yes, and then you figure out how to goddamn do it. You work your ass off, and you do it, and then they come back for more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I try to, when people just getting into the hobby and the business and stuff, they talk to me about it. They're like, well, what do you do? And I say, I try to work harder than the next guy. I try to do stuff that the next guy hasn't done, and try to do stuff that people haven't seen before. And it makes, it gives you a name for yourself and stuff like that. I mean, I've had a lot of articles written on me, and I've heard people that were talking behind my back and stuff. I heard about people talking behind my back, and it was kind of like professional jealousy. And it's like, I don't look for attention, but I do stuff that draws attention to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not a glory whore, and it's like if somebody helped me with something, I give credit where credit's due.
Oh, exactly.
I just like making stuff that people find cool. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's how I got into it, just making stuff that I thought was really cool, and then it just seemed like a lot of people liked it too. So, and as long as people are liking the shit that you're doing, you stay in business.
Yeah, I know. People, when people, I get customers that contact me after they get the stuff, and they're like, they're like, thank you so much and stuff, and it's like, you know what, it's no problem. I like making stuff that people dig, and I'm just glad you like it. I'm just glad you like it. And if people aren't satisfied with my product, it's like, we'll send it back, and we'll figure out something that you're happy with. How I got the job. We worked on Joe Bob Briggs' Last Drive-In.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a Christmas special, and it was all Phantasm based.
Speaking of, real quick before you get into that, did you ever get the bow tie?
The what?
Polo tie. Last time I talked to you, me and you were talking about, and you were saying that you because we were at Texas, I think you were trying to get his bow as a bolo tie. Did he ever sell it to you?
Nah, he didn't.
That son of a bitch.
I bet you I could have got Darcy the mail girl to steal it for him. But yeah, we it was funny because they only wanted a few props, and then they wanted more stuff, and then they wanted more stuff. It's like the director also, he called me like once a week as the show got closer and closer. It's like, oh, can you do this? Oh, can you do this? I'm like, I don't fucking know if I can do all of this. So I'm sitting there, and holy shit, we drive to Dallas, from New York to Dallas, 24 hours nonstop. We get to the hotel room. I finished building the 4-barrel shotgun in the hotel room, and then we have to film the next day. So I get that done. Filming runs late that night, so I didn't have to go in. So I was like, oh, finally I can fucking sleep. So we get some sleep. I wake up, and they're like, well, it's going to be a few more hours. So I'm like, well, shit, I got a few hours. I start building spheres out in the parking lot so I could have more stuff for them for the show. And it was pretty cool, we went on set, and of course met Joe Bob, Darcy, and all that, and gave them all the stuff, and they're like, hey, do you want to run this? So we actually got to be the prop masters on the set, and that kind of pissed off the union guys.
Yeah, right.
I've had the opportunity to do that one time.
Yeah, me, Julie, the director, and the director's best friend, who was also the cinematographer, were the only non-union guys on the shoot, and they didn't like us very much.
Oh yeah.
Well,
sorry,
you're fishing in their Cheerios.
Yeah.
The
Cheerios can be so.
One dude was being a douchebag, and he's like, well, I guess you're up. I mean, they are paid you the big bucks. I looked at him, I was like, I'm doing this shit for free because I like doing this.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong, I got paid and everything, but I didn't want to piss off anybody any more than they already were.
Yeah. Well, we had the opportunity to be in a prop master on ours, but I had one other movie. It was a B horror movie, but Tyler Main was the killer in it, and the prop, the main one that he was using, was an entrenchment tool. Well, hell, I've never casted anything with such a thin thin blade.
Yeah, we're used to doing like hammers and
So I took
sledgehammer stuff like that.
I took on the job, and I had less than 12 hours to make this damn thing. And I made it. I had to do I was able to do 3 of them during that time frame. And it made it all the way through the first, because I made 3. The first one made it all the way through till the last day, and then it broke. But I had 2 other ones.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have the original one that's broken. That's the one that is 90% of the freaking movie. That Tyler used.
Awesome.
So I was like, that shit's coming back with me.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, man, it's like you never know what you can do until you challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these people that sit around are like, oh yeah, it must be nice. And it's like, you know what? Okay, first of all, we worked our asses out for it.
Yeah.
Second of all, we don't sit around and wonder what if. You do that, you're going to go through life with a lot of regrets. So we're like, yes. And then we try to put our money where our mouth is, and we, come up with something that works, or a good facsimile of it.
Yeah.
But, the point is, you don't know what you can do
sure.
until you give it a shot.
Yeah. and it come out, you know, and I actually, you know, use that same mold to make, you know, entrenchment tools to sell to other haunted houses, and sometimes the stuff sells just because of the story of what I done with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, you know, because if anybody likes, you know, B-rated movies, hell, they're going to buy that, and if they ever run into Tyler, probably going to get him to sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Plus,
mean,
it doesn't like a good B-rated horror film.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
so
Bees for boobies.
I mean, I would love to like pick your brain and learn how to make some of this, some of the foam and urethane shit that looks so freaking real. I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
your stuff and I love it, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And it's
Well-
like, man, I wish I could do that.
yeah, well, you know, and it's the same thing. I don't know how to do the blacksmith type stuff, you know, the metal work that you do.
Right.
I have never ventured into any of that, nor, you know,
I thought about it.
I just don't know if which I guess it's really, you know, no different as long as you
Yeah.
know
New
put in
set
the
of
time.
tools. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a whole new set
You know
of
what?
tools.
It's just a little. It's just less forgiving than working with molds. But
Yeah.
with molds are a pain in the goddamn ass. I've made molds, plenty
Yeah.
of them, and it's like I don't envy you because I hate doing the shit. It's
Yeah.
like, oh God, no, you're doing all
Yeah,
that.
we
and freaking
got
pouring the silicone
one.
and shit.
We got a plaster mold that we made. I worked on a mask, one of my newer ones, and I was trying something, you know, different. And then
Well, I let him start off. I wanted him because he had never done one. So I told him how to do it. Now, I'd say 95% of the mold is a very good mold.
Right.
But when we took it out and you've got the negative and you're sitting there looking at it, well, there's a couple little pinholes that
Right.
that latex is going to go in. And of course, every time you pull that mask out, it's just going to get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I was able to go in and patch it from the inside and was able to fix it, you know. And of course, Mr. Perfectionist over here, he's flipping out thinking this shit's not going to work. And I'm just like, dude,
oh yeah,
trust me.
that's me.
We got
I think I've come to terms over the past year that I have a little bit of OCD about my artwork, and I have to pull it back, and because to me none of my shit's ever finished.
Yeah.
And I have to just make a cutoff point and be like,
Yeah.
it's fucking done. Do what you got to do with it, because I'll keep working on it, keep fixing this, keep making this better. And that's just the OCD in me, because I want it to be the vision in my head, which never turns out the exact same. It always changes full tilt no matter what.
The only thing that I do that comes out like what I want out of my head is my original stuff. I can picture the original stuff and the concepts and the mashups and all this other shit. I can picture it in my head, and now I could take what is in my head, transfer it to paper, and then transfer it to real life. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. But, you know, there's always things as an artist, there's always things you think you can tweak or you can fix, or you could do this better, or you could have done this better. But, you know, it's even a line in Hellraiser 3, you know, what was it? Leonardo da Vinci says that a work of art is never complete, only abandoned.
Yeah.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true if you're an artist, because it's like, you know, I've done paintings and stuff like that. It's like, shit, why didn't I do that? Nah, fuck. You know, it's like, that one's done. That one's done. Sometimes you just got to say, on to the next. You know, it's fine, Tony. You're not weird. You're just an artist. We're all like that.
Yeah, well, that's just how it is, you know, sometimes. So, I mean, a lot of the prop replica stuff that I make, you know, and that Tony helps me with and stuff like that, we've got to make sure that it's all done nice and neat. But what I like is the horror side of it on some of the things where, okay, maybe there is a mistake on something. Well, you can hide it on horror props with blood or gore
Yes, you can.
or something else like that. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, on that end, I like doing the horror stuff because even if it is sloppy, it looks organic. So, you know, it looks to be, you know, real. And that's the main thing that I like doing. And when I've got to do a straight line, dude, my hand would be doing this shit right here, trying to make a straight line.
And see, I'm better at painting small stuff than Scotty is. But like he said, I'm a perfectionist on it, so I try to get this blood dribble just right and get this, this splatter over here just perfect, and these fingerprints sliding down the. And he's just like, just throw it the fuck on there, dude. Just fucking throw it, slap it, just do whatever you got to do. He goes, the more messed up it looks, the better it looks.
Yeah, that's how I started doing like bloody spheres and bloody gloves and stuff, because sometimes you'll get because I order my Phantasm blades cut because I want them perfect. I used to hand cut them. What a pain in the balls that was. I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna order them. So I order them, and sometimes I get them, and like the water jet machine puts pits in them, and it's like, well, shit, I can't even buff this out. There's no buffing it out. It's halfway through the blade. You know what? I'm gonna make a bloody sphere. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just mix up my perma blood and freaking put it on there and everything. And it's like, well, the blades that aren't so perfect, I can hide the imperfections now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the bloody sphere is like one of my biggest selling spheres now. So
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Go figure. And then when I do get my blades, it's like, well, shit, this one's perfect. This one's, and I'll get a batch that's all completely perfect. It's like, well, fuck, now I got to bloody these nice ones out.
Yeah. Well, if it's selling, it doesn't matter though, right?
Oh no, not at all. And I really love the bloody spheres, and they're one of the first things to go at the shows.
Yeah.
Here's something I've been working on forever.
Dude. Oh, hell yes, dude.
You like steampunk?
Fuck yeah. That is amazing.
There we go. Yeah.
Thing is massive too.
It is. Well, the blades on this one are actually aluminum because they're so massive, and it's tri-knuckle.
Yeah.
Most of your Freddy gloves are only got 2 knuckles.
Yeah.
This is something new I tried for. Let's see, this one, and it's tri-knuckled.
Hell yeah.
And it was a pain in the ass. I've never done it before. It's one of those things. I've never done it before. It's like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I've been working on that damn thing forever. It's going to be a full chest and arm piece.
Hell yeah.
And then all of a sudden I got really, really busy with replicas. So it's like, I promised myself I'd do this after quarantine. And I was like, well, this shit's going to last forever. Now they got a vaccine. It's like, oh shit, I got to hurry up. I promised myself. So now I got to hurry up.
Hustle.
Speaking of, don't you have like a 5-foot Freddy glove?
I do. It's actually out in my garage right now.
What in the hell is that thing made out of?
It's made.
It looks like something that used to be an old leather beanbag chair or something.
Well, it's pleather. I had my girlfriend. The girl I'm dating now, she used to be the costume maker for my haunted attraction.
Yeah.
So now she does like all my leathers for my gloves and stuff. So I design, I blow up all the templates to make it 4 foot. And I asked her to sew this glove, and she sews this glove. So we have this giant fucking glove. And the first thing I do when she gets it done is I throw it on my head and I start running around the house going, hamburger helper.
That would be you.
And she's like, you are such an asshole. And I'm like, what are you doing with a giant glove like that? You got to do the hamburger helper, dude.
Oh, hell yeah,
Hey,
man.
You should have filmed that shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe it'll be on my segment when I kick off my podcast.
Oh, man.
If I filmed half the shit you didn't make money.
Oh, yeah. If she filmed half the stupid shit I've done, we'd probably make money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you've seen any of our videos, you see that we film pretty much half the shit we do. So,
yeah. Oh, man. So, we got a lot going on, but at the same time, everything's paused. So it's like, shit, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. And I'm supposed to be, I'm actually horror hosting like some segments for a channel called Women in Horror. And I just can't seem to find the time because I'm so buried in work all the time. So I'm trying to readjust my schedule. Every time I get caught up and open my shop, I get flooded with orders, and then I have to shut everything down. It never seems like I have enough time. And plus, I want to have a life.
Yeah.
Building props isn't my entire life, and it kind of
Yeah, I
became
noticed
that
you
way
put a
for a while.
time limit on the shop, so
Yeah. I have to shut my phone off at night when I go to bed because I have customers all across the globe that don't know the the concept of time zones. So
yeah.
I get people blowing up my phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, give me a fucking break, guys. So I just shut off my phone at night. Like,
You
dude,
turn it on and
you're
it goes
stepping
crazy.
away.
Yeah.
And like I said, being busy is a great problem to have, but it is still a problem.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to balance that out with being a dad and a boyfriend and just having a life of my own and stuff like that. And it's not easy sometimes. It's
Yeah.
not. Taking a break from the rat race of doing, like, especially because we make everything by hand, doing 7-8 shows a year is a huge, huge stressful burden that we put onto ourselves
Yeah.
Yeah.
here at Nightmares Unlimited. But it's still a really stressful burden. So having this year off, even though we've been super busy with online sales, has actually been kind of a relief. And it made me start missing the convention scene because it was getting to the point where it's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I love going to the conventions, but I hate being tied to them.
Yeah.
I don't mind like making the trophies and stuff like that, but it's like I have so many orders all the time in house that it's like I almost feel guilty making stuff for shows because it's like I can't make stuff for shows that I owe people online. It's just, to me, it's not right. And it's like these people paid for their stuff beforehand. So it's like it got kind of it got to be this juggling act. And it's like, for all the bullshit that we've gone through in 2020, it was actually kind of a nice relief to not be burdened with doing so many shows.
Yeah. Take a small break.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, and everybody's like, oh, now you can stock up for shows. No, I'm so fucking busy. I never have anything in stock. So you guys are like, oh, what are you working on? Fucking replicas, orders. That's all I can. I don't have time to do any new shit.
Well, I was gonna say we made a crap ton of stuff for the Trans World show because that's our biggest show of the year.
I made $50,000 worth of props,
and then they shut it down, and it's sitting here in the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, all of Scotty's house.
Yeah.
And but hey, we're still stocked up though.
I mean, I've sold a lot of it, but
yeah, but I mean, we won't have to, beat feet ass this coming year if they have the show to try to stock up a bunch of more stuff because some of the stuff we've kept in stock by just going ahead and making stuff when the orders come in.
No,
instead of pulling everything from the stock that we have.
Right. And it's weird because when I start doing my taxes and stuff like that, anything that I make ahead of time at the end of the year, you got to claim that.
Yeah.
Is inventory and stuff. And you got to pay tax on your inventory. Well, because everything I do is all made to order, I never have any inventory, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing is I never have any inventory, so I'm always working my goddamn balls off.
Yeah.
By the time a show comes around, it's like, all right. And I don't do all-nighters anymore. I'm too old for that shit. I'm way too old for that, and I'm way too beat up. And I got a hip that dislocates, and I got ruptured disc in my back, and it's like I'm not doing this shit anymore.
That last one I had you do is the last one I've done, and it's been a long time.
Yeah, the overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I know I was here making just 6 of those small individual pieces. It took 4.5 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Because like I said, I'm a perfectionist. So with these things, the paint has to be perfect on them because they're not like our normal horror, bloody, gooey, guppy kind of shit. They have to be nice, neat, and perfect. So I took the time to sit back and paint each individual thing 3 times and make sure all the colors came out right and this and that. And it took me about 4.5 hours to get them done. Thank God I didn't have to go to work. I was actually on quarantine shutdown myself because somebody at work supposedly had the junk and they wanted us to all take off work for 2 weeks. And hell, I work at a college, so we had 5.5 months off, but they kept acting like we were going to come back every week or every other week for the whole 5 months.
Right.
If I knew we'd had 5 months off, there's a lot of shit I could have got done because I wouldn't have been worried about not diving into a big project and then having to go back to work immediately.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when they shut down the country and they canceled the shows and stuff like that, I honest to God thought that we would be affected, but not positively. I thought that our sales would go down as the economy was kind of crumbling and people were worried about. And it's like people were fucking worried about spending money. They were spending all kinds of money. I was like,
oh, hell no, they're getting extra money.
And I got thinking about it, and it's not just like the stimulus money they got. You got to think about people that weren't going to conventions that might buy something now had all the money in the world to buy something. All the money they had for autographs and photo ops and tickets and travel and hotels. They had all that money. So they were not shy about spending stuff. And it's like when they started canceling stuff, our sales just went whoosh, and went off the scales. And I was like, holy shit. And it was the first time since we'd been open, because we've been teetering on the point where it's like, how much is too much? How much can't we handle? And we've been teetering on that point for a long time. And then all of a sudden I find myself having to take 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes vacation when orders come in, so we don't get completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, you need to hire somebody. It's like, holy shit. I've run a business on the books. I still run a business now, and it's on the books. But back when I did haunted attractions, it's like, you have no idea how much more complicated shit gets when you have employees. And I live out in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Right, bud? So it's like I live out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like finding somebody that knows how to do what I do or can pick it up easy or is even interested is like fucking impossible out.
Yeah.
So it's like it's such a catch-22. Yeah, I could use the help, but I got to find somebody that's as passionate as I am about it, because my name's still going on it, whether I build it or not. My name's going on it. And right now, the only person I trust to do that shit is Julie.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like I said, she does all the brass work for me for the Hellraiser boxes, and she does all the leather work for me for the gloves and stuff. And it's like, she has been I've had people help me out from time to time, but she's been the one constant.
Yeah.
The one that I can trust.
And the work that she does, from all the pieces that I've gotten and I've seen is phenomenal.
Yeah, all the brass on that ring box, she etched herself.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, if it weren't for her, we wouldn't have gotten the Hellraiser license for Trick or Treat and stuff like that, because I wanted to do Hellraiser boxes, but the process was just, it was so tedious, and I'm not a patient person. I have like zero patience. So we tried it over and over and over again. Like, God, it must have been 50, 60 times, and stuff still wasn't coming out right.
Yeah.
And I was working on a totally different project, had nothing to do with fucking Hellraiser. I'm working on something totally different. And I was like, oh my God, I know what the problem is. And it like just clicked in my head, but I still didn't really want to do it. And she's like, well, you make the adjustments and let me try it. And then she just got it, and she got it down pat, and she's phenomenal with it. And it's like, oh, thank God. But no, she's been awesome. It's really been a gift to my company to have her.
I think I seen a post.
Me too. It's right there.
Right, Post Malone, right there. I think I seen a post the other day saying that she's going to be a new grandma.
She is.
Hell yeah! Congratulations, Julie.
Thank you.
She says thank you. Oh yeah, she's more excited than I think her kid is. It's like, hey, I'm gonna be a dad. She's like, fuck you, you dad. I'm gonna be a grandma. She's like way more excited.
Fuck yeah, get swallowed and send the fuck back home.
Yeah, right. Hey, a bunch of sugar and take that shit back home to mama. Check it up.
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of rolling up my alley too. Like I said, we got married on Halloween. About 2 weeks earlier, we found out that we were 12 weeks pregnant. So we've been looking for that for about 10 years.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Yeah, we let everybody know at the. Huh?
How old are you?
38.
38?
Yeah, I got a 12-year-old girl, but this is the first one with the girl that I'm with now. We've been together for 10 years, and we, finally decided to put paperwork to it and had a big blowout and whatnot. And we let the whole family know at the reception. That way, we didn't have to do it 16 different damn times with 14 different people. And
Right.
all my family was there, all her family was there, and so we just made the announcement there and let everybody lose their shit. So
That's pretty awesome. See, I couldn't imagine. I mean, God bless you, Tony. I couldn't imagine as broken as my body is right now. I couldn't imagine even trying to be a goddamn dad at my age. And I'm only 5 years older than you, but still, I mean, even at 38, I could feel the whole gears starting to grind and stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah,
man, I don't. And my ex-wife, she's like, I want 5 kids. After 2, I was like, I'm fucking done.
unless we're having quintuplets or 2 sets of fucking twins, I don't know what you're gonna do.
But I'll tell you, and you already know this, Tony, and I don't know if you guys have children.
I've got twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Glenn's got 3.
He's actually met one of my kids.
Everybody asks me what the best job in the world is, and I always tell them being a dad. Being a dad is the
Oh, yeah.
best job I ever had.
Amen.
Yeah, my 12-year-old girl, unfortunately, is exactly like me. So
I got a 13-year-old like that.
I want to punch her in the face all the time.
Yep,
But
I got
she-
a 13-year-old like that.
But
Got a 15-year-old like that.
she has figured out the license to life with me. No matter how bad she fucks up, if she can make me laugh, she's not in trouble. And so she figures out a way to make me laugh almost every fucking day.
Well,
You know,
the first
I had
time I met her, all I seen was this bolt of something that was on all fours just go by and just disappear. She's over a spotter walking.
Yeah, Scotty's like, did you get a big dog? Because even at 12, she still does it. She runs on all fours, and I tell you, she does it faster than she does with just 2 legs. And she's done it ever since she was a damn kid, and it's creepy as shit. I wanted to put her in the haunted house, but when we redid our insurance, the insurance claim came back that we couldn't have anybody under 16.
Yeah,
can't have anybody under 16. She'd be phenomenal. As like the movie Mother with the little creepy kids running around the house and jumping on top of the refrigerator and shit. She'd be perfect for that. But yeah,
Nice.
first time Scotty seen her, he's like, "Did you get a big dog?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Something just ran by the couch super fast on all fours." And then she come rolling in there again, scared the shit out of him.
Yeah, some people ask me, they're like, hey, why do you make weapons for a living? It's like, I got 2 daughters.
Hell yeah. But
Holy shit, we've been talking for an hour and 47 minutes.
yeah.
there's an hour.
Isn't
No,
that
we've been
crazy?
live.
See,
We've been live for 2 hours and 47 minutes.
No, it's been
No, hour and
It's
47
really?
minutes.
yeah. That's wrong.
Tony, put the Corona down.
Shit, I guess. But now, speaking of doing your own twist on things, and what's this?
No.
Hey, here you go. Here you go, bro. Fireball that up. He hates Fireball.
I just know what fuck no.
Now, speaking of doing your own spin on things and recreating some stuff, I know we've had this conversation before, but I see behind you back there, you got the Gauntlet from the Saw series. I believe you were looking at making your own version of that at one point, weren't you?
Yeah, I still am. These are pretty damn rare. I was lucky enough to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because when they made them, I think I told you the story at the show. When they made them, they ended up recalling them.
Yeah.
And you can find them every once in a while, but they're pretty fucking rare to find.
Yeah.
And it's an actual working switchblade. So
Yeah.
it's probably the most dangerous thing I own outside of firearms in my collection. I mean, dangerous is it's not put together very well.
Yeah.
It's
just-
a giant switchblade, and the goddamn thing likes to try to fall apart. What's that? Yeah, it tries to come off your arm. I mean, if I do them, they're probably going to be static.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think legally that's the only way I could do it, is to make it static.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, hell yeah. I mean, you don't want to, what looks to be a 1.5 foot long projectile coming out of your sleeve.
Yeah, without
I
a
mean,
doubt.
unless you just you want that.
Well, I know in this state, all like automatic knives, switchblade, shit like that is illegal anyway.
Oh, really?
They were here too.
In this, well, yeah, it's because of New York City and gang problems they had back in the 70s. So any like switchblades, chained weapons, like nunchucks, stuff like that.
All the shit you have on your wall behind you.
Yes, all the stuff I have on my wall behind me is illegal in New York. I have a dealer permit though.
Are switchblades illegal here too?
Absolutely.
Well, fuck. I've got
Assisted open knives are not.
assisted open knives are not, but switchblades are. Which assisted open knives you would think would be technically the same thing. But I own several switchblade knives, and I used to carry them on me at all times. So,
The reason being is
Do you have any automatic out the front?
the pop up, pop downs. I
Yeah.
had one at one point.
Hey, Hunk,
I
could
don't
you
have
grab
a damn clue where they're at.
that's the one that's illegal.
Yeah, hold on a second.
She's like, we got 6 or 7 of these right here.
Yeah, Julie's grabbing it for me. Here, let me pull this down a minute and show you what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This thing here, Jigsaw's Gauntlet, and you can see like the spring load mechanism in here, like here are the springs,
Hell yeah.
and it like goes down, and then it's like, see, it's like really. Okay. Hold on. And this one, I actually got, it didn't come in a box or anything. I had it on display, so it's got a little rust on it, but it's still got all the mechanisms, and this is the one I'm going to cannibalize
Yeah.
so I can redo it. But the thing they built the replica with is a fucking soccer shin guard, and this like little flimsy, stretched out piece of elastic with a little bit. Unless you got Popeye forearms, this motherfucker ain't gonna be tight on you at all. So you got this thing like dangling off your arm, and you go to shoot this thing with this rickety.
Oh yeah.
The blade's gonna come flying off your hand with the soccer shin guard, and you're gonna get a goal in somebody's throat.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's pretty fucked up. Thank you.
Goal!
Goal!
Oh, I
Okay,
like the
so-
green. I got a white one.
Yeah, this one ain't bad. I like this one. These aren't legal because of the gang problem.
Oh, shit,
and-
yeah, I've got several of those.
Yeah, me too.
Now this one's my favorite.
Yeah. So I had one of those. So I don't know where the hell it went to. Like I said, I collect knives and watches and guitars and all kinds of shit.
Everything.
I
else
tried
in the
buying. I
world.
tried buying this shit everywhere, and it's like I finally found this company in Kentucky that says "fuck New York laws" and will send me anything. So, these nunchucks, I actually got from Lisa Wilcox.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, we did a show together. Where was this? Down in Massachusetts, and she didn't realize that nunchucks were illegal in Massachusetts. Well, she got on a plane fine and had it in her checked baggage and went and got off the plane in Massachusetts. And she's like, "Holy shit, these are illegal in Massachusetts. I don't think I can get on the plane." I was like, "I'll take them home for you." So, she didn't even hardly charge me anything at all, and she freaking signed the shit out of them, and I was like, "Cool." She's
Hell
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
dude,
thank you
that's
so
freaking
much." Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah. Just, you have any other illegal weapons? Just let me know. I'll take them home with me.
I will drive them back to my house.
I'm a nice guy.
Hell yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I
do you see
got,
my power glove?
I have seen it. I've not seen it in person. Well, yeah, I have seen him in person because I've seen him at the one that you had at the table a while back.
Yeah. These things
think-
have been selling like freaking crazy lately.
I think that might end up being one of my next purchases because I really like the way that it's put together.
I actually caught the Facebook video that he did where he was showing how to make those. That was
Huh.
actually really, really neat to watch.
That was pretty nice. Guys, I really wish I had new shit to show you. I really don't. It sucks.
Yeah, no.
I really wish I did.
I was gonna say, that's one of the things I started doing. I started collecting posters and stuff at first, and then I started doing all original posters.
Mhm.
And then I got a bunch of pictures and stuff. But then I started collecting little pieces of signed things here and there. So I started a weapons from horror movie collection. So of course,
Yeah.
I got the Reanimator syringe, and I got Nightmare on Elm Street glove. I got a couple of machetes that are signed by. I got one by Ari Lehman, and then I got one by Kane. And then I'm in the process of getting my Scream knife. I actually found out what type of knife it was and went and spent a ridiculous amount of money to buy that particular one.
Yeah.
And then I've gotten Nev Campbell and Matthew Lillard on it so far.
Nice.
We're supposed to go to either Horror Hound or Texas, I believe, to get David Arquette and
Skeet.
Skeet. Yeah, of course. I don't know, man. Skeet's kind of fishy about that shit. The last 4 shows that he was supposed to be at, he's always canceled.
Canceled. Yep. Yeah. That sounds like Skeet.
Which David's living in our area right now, or he has a house here in our area.
Yeah.
So David Arquette's living in Arkansas.
Yeah, we found that out here about a year or so ago. Him and his crew came down here to do a movie.
Wait, time out. Hold that thought. I swear to fucking God, I am so sorry, guys. I thought you lived in Alabama for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh, us? No.
I'm
It's
like,
because
wait a
they're
minute.
so big.
It's in Alabama, isn't that like central? No, I still think Alabama is East Coast. Yeah, if I would have known it was Arkansas, I know for a fact that's central because I have to fucking drive through there every time I go to Texas.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry about that.
It's cool. It's because these two are so big, they look like them Alabama guys that rape you on the side of the road if you break down.
Keep it up. You're next.
I thought I liked the look of them, gentlemen.
But you should.
Kidding. Jesus Christ.
Keep it up from with a Corona beer bottle.
But the fuck was I saying?
We was talking about the movie.
You said something about somebody having a purty mouth. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I heard.
No. David and his crew came down here to Jonesboro to film a movie called 12-Hour Shift.
Yeah.
And I believe it's out on something right now, some streaming thing. But more or less, it's about a guy that works at a hospital that goes and cuts open all the corpses and steals all their organs out and sells them on the black market.
You just said you did that earlier in this interview.
Yes.
That's where you got all your.
Well, I
props
mean, he
and
did come down here to
commentaries and
Jonesboro
more.
and talk to us about it, and that's how we got set up for the movie.
Yeah.
But no, like it was right around. It was 2 years ago during. What was it? Planet Day?
I don't know, man. It's your story.
Hey, it's your life.
It's your life, bro. You live it. Hey.
Yeah.
No, it's what?
Birthday.
Yeah, Earth Day, Planet Day, whatever the hell it's called. It was around Earth Day because the college I work at down here at ASU, we were setting up for Earth Day in the quad for them having a bunch of different departments to come out and throw like a little party, and
They were going to go streaking.
yeah, it's gonna be the Naked
Isn't
Mile
that what
Run.
you do in college?
Oh yeah, it's the Naked Mile Run. But I was working and I knew he was down here. We were trying to get on set and see if we could do some of the props for him. And I mean, hell, at that particular point, we'd have done the shit for free just to get our name in the damn movie.
You know what? Yeah, a lot of people are willing to do that. I'm glad you guys are.
Oh yeah. But
Not forever though.
yeah, no shit,
I'll
right?
do it this once,
I
but
like this paid now.
Yeah, we like money.
yeah,
Keeps us afloat.
a lot of.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still do charity work, at least 1 or 2 things a year for charity and stuff like that. But undercutting myself is that's a thing of the past.
oh yeah. But yeah, I was actually up there working when we were having the event that afternoon, and it was a 4-hour event, and the 1 hour that we left for lunch, David Arquette showed up at ASU and was walking around the vent taking pictures with people. And I needed him signed on my damn Scream knife, and I had it, in my truck. And I was just like, fuck fucking knew that, I never would have even went to lunch. I just went.
Yeah, you totally would have charged at David Arquette with a scream knife. I don't think that could have possibly ended.
Don't you sign this now?
Yeah, especially on the campus where you can't have any weapons whatsoever. I'd be like, sign this, please. I give you.
Can you sign my gun too?
Pink, please.
If I shoot you in the leg, can you sign the bullet?
Huh?
If I shoot you in the leg, can you sign the bullet?
Yeah, you're right. But no, we found out through some people that we know that he found it really easy to film down here. It's like, no shit. That's why we do it. And a lot cheaper. And so supposedly what we heard is that he was going to set up a little production company down here and start making his own films. And as far as I know, he's bought some property out here and has got a house just here in town.
Right.
Did he?
Well, they just opened a studio about 45 miles from us, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, you should see if you can get some work." I was like, first of all, I have to be union because it's a professional studio.
Yeah.
And you got to pay union dues and all that shit. And secondly, I don't have a big enough crew to pull something like that off.
Yeah.
So it's like, as much as I'd like to do it, one, I need to be in the union. Two, I don't have a big enough crew. And three, I don't have time.
Yeah.
So there's always that wonderful thing that I never have. But yeah, I heard Arkansas is cheap. I heard Alabama's cheap. Some of the I think one or two of the Friday the 13th were filmed in Alabama and Georgia. Yeah. And it's like super cheap to do it down there. I don't know why the hell anybody would want to make movies in New York. It's so goddamn expensive. And you don't even have to be in New York City. It's super expensive here.
Yeah.
The permits are ridiculous. All the tax that they fucking charge is ridiculous. So it's like, no, avoid New York if you want to make movies. I'm sure they get huge tax write-offs from the studios and shit like that up here, but
most of the damn towns and mayors and everybody, they're like, yeah, just come on with it. What do you need?
Any of them down here, they're just like, hell yeah, you want to put us on the map? That's perfectly fine. I mean, hell, there's a whole thing right now out that if you're filming movies in Arkansas, they're actually willing to give you money to post up more,
give you grants and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So we're looking into that. We just finished our first full in production that we've all done, Slaughtery, and we're hoping to have it situated and done in a few months. Hopefully, being able to be put out. Like I said, we worked on that one with Tyler Main, which is a couple friend of ours actually wrote that and did all the stuff with it, and we got to work on set with it. Like Scotty, he did the props for it, and he asked if he could just stay on set, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up getting the bug. I came out to do a little bit part because I was in Michigan visiting my dad at the time. So I got to come in on the very last day of shooting. And of course, I don't know if my part's actually in the damn movie or not, but I'm glad I sat there for 2 hours and talked to myself in the back corner doing this crap.
Looking like a robot.
Yeah. Drinking water at a coffee place, which made no fucking sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, you do you drink coffee?
Yeah. What's that?
Do you drink coffee, Tony?
Iced coffee. I don't like regular coffee.
Okay, well, if you drink regular coffee, and any coffee drinker knows this, if you're sitting there for 2 hours and you're drinking coffee take after take, you're pissing every 5 minutes. Right? No doubt about it.
No
so they're like, yeah, we're going to give you water to drink. just sip the water. We're not giving you coffee.
Well, everybody else in the entire scene had a non-see-through cup. The only see-through cups that we had was me and this one dude, which are completely visible in the background. And we're just sitting there through the whole fucking scene. And it's like, why the hell are we drinking water? I was like, you could have put tea or something in it, and it could have been, some kind of fancy whatever fucking drink. But yeah. But
yeah,
like I said, we did that, and we got the bug for it. So it's like, fuck it, we can do this. Yeah. We can grab a couple little shitty ass cameras and get some lighting, get some of this and that, and figure out how to do this crap ourselves. So we did a few short videos that turned out pretty decent. And I mean, we by far have no clue what the hell we're doing, but we're out here fucking doing it. And so far, we've got two or three short films and a full length film. And we're looking to do, I think we got stories for what, 2 or 3 more already.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're just going to put out really shitty B movies as long as we can till hopefully, we either get a cult classic or somebody wants to buy some stuff.
Yeah.
Or both, yeah.
Some of it, some of it is just the love of doing it. Like we used to shoot like real B-rated commercials for some of my attractions, and it's like that stuff is so much fun to do. And then we had a professional crew come in and film at this one place that I was running, and I was like, man, they're too professional. It takes all the fun out of guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've seen the promo and stuff that I did for tonight. I'd add the whole lights in the back and a little bit of sound and just kind of act goofy and shit about it because it's fun. It's entertaining. If there's too much of a cut edge on it, it's not what it needs to be.
No, it takes the charm out of it.
Yeah.
Too much polish takes the charm off it.
It's like we do these lives and stuff, and we can go for 3-4 hours sometimes just goofing around. But like the videos that we were doing in the past where we actually get it in there and get to, cut stuff and add stuff in, they're the ones that people watch usually the most because, there's so much goofy crap inside of it.
Yeah.
And, we're cracking each other up half the time that, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the golden era of 70s and 80s, like low budget horror films, because they didn't have a lot of money. So they had to use their imagination. And quite like the haunted attraction industry, the less money you have, the more imaginative you have to be and the better it is, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And when everything gets all polished, it's like the world of remakes and all the big studio, blockbuster horror movies and stuff. I mean, yeah, some of them are good, but they're so polished, they lose that edge. Case in point, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The reason why it worked is because it looked like you were watching a snuff film.
Yeah.
It made you uncomfortable. It's like, Jesus Christ. I watched, TCM when I was like 10, and I was like, is this real? Am I supposed to be watching this?
Yeah.
And you watch the new stuff and everything's so polished and CG, and it's ridiculous. So, okay, I'm going to turn the tables and interview you guys for a second. What's your take on remakes?
Well, man, that's a good question.
Me, I'm 100% original films. I love them. I love, what is it called? Oh, shit. Really? Not CGI. What's the opposite of that?
Stop motion.
Oh, you're talking about practical.
Practical effects. I'm all about the practical effects because they were so much better. The CGI stuff they got nowadays, it's some's cool, some's not. It just depends on what it is. I think they have a bigger licensing to do more than what they were able to do back then. To make it a little gorier, make it a little more sexual, make it a little bit more fun. It just depends on how they do it.
Right.
Some of the ones that they've done the remakes for, it's been okay, but it doesn't add like the new Nightmare they did in 2010.
Right.
I think Jackie Earle Haley did a great job of making it his own.
So do I. Everybody hates me for that, but I think Jackie Earle Haley made Freddy scary again.
Oh, we've talked to Robert about it, and Robert even said I believe he did a perfect job. Even when he clicks the fingers together and shit, he said he made it all his own. And he said the thing of it was the story writing was shit, and they killed the whole story right off the bat. They made it to where it just told everything right then and there and ended it and had no storyline whatsoever to go from.
Where the storytellers were going with that film, they fucking got cold feet and they chickened out on, and it pissed me off. It's like they were moving towards what if he was actually innocent. And if they would have had the balls to go through with the fact that he was wrongfully accused and he was an innocent man, I think it would have separated Nightmare on Elm Street and made the remake its own film.
Well, honestly, I think they should have. You know,
Yeah,
that's
me
what I
too.
was
Me
gonna
too.
say.
I absolutely think they should have stuck
If-
with
if
that
they-
narrative.
If they make it their own and don't go off into the same premise of the original, I think they've got a better shot of doing it.
I
But
can name 3 remakes right now. There are 3 of my favorite horror films, and they were superior to the originals. And it's rare when they do it, but it can be done. And that's The Hills Have Eyes remake.
Okay.
I thought it was way better than the original. Obviously the effects were better. The mutants were absolutely awesome, and the fact that the dad was the dad of the baby was like the hero, and he was going to save his daughter, and any father could relate to that and be like, hell yeah, I would totally do that, whether I got my ass kicked or not. I put my life on the line. I could relate to that. And I thought it was a good story. I thought it was a good take on it. The second one is David Cronenberg's The Fly. Anybody can see that his take on The Fly with Jeff Goldblum was way better than, and I love Vincent Price, don't get me wrong, but it was an improvement on the original. It was kind of a different story, all that stuff. And the last one, and a lot of it strikes me odd as a lot of horror fans don't know this is a remake, but John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah,
Was a remake of a thing, was it Howard Hawks, A Thing from Another World, and it was way better than the black and white.
Was that like what, the 50s or 60s?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was the 50s.
Okay, yeah.
But if you ever read the original story, Who Goes There by J. Scott, I think it's J. Scott Campbell. Carpenter's interpretation was closer to the original book, the original short story, than Howard Hawks' version was.
I guess one of my favorite that I think that would I consider better, and I think the main reason why I consider it better is because I seen it first.
Okay.
Was the remake, and that was House on Haunted Hill.
Oh
yeah. And the original is considered one of the greatest horror
original,
movies of all
but
time.
back in the 50s, 60s when they were making horror movies, they couldn't do what they've done in the 90s and 2000s because they were afraid that it wasn't going to sell, or they wasn't going to put it in the theaters or anything like that. So they, just having a skeleton, might have been too much in the 50s and 60s.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it was more suspenseful, with Vincent Price.
Well, that
take on it.
That and the fact they actually used real skeletons back then as well, because it was cheaper to do that than to have somebody come in as a prop maker and do that.
You're absolutely right. They used medical skeletons for a lot of that shit back then.
Oh yeah, because even Poltergeist got a big backlash about that because they weren't sure if the prop master used real skeletons or not, and I think it came out on that. Me and Sarah just watched the first 5 episodes of this. Cursed Films. I think they actually came out and said that they did use real skeletons in that because it was 10 times cheaper to order them from India than to have somebody come in and sculpt a full skeleton.
Yeah. One thing that I love about the 50s horror films, especially William Castle stuff, is he, it's like the Tingler. He'd put like buzzers under the seats, so when the Tingler came out, he buzzed the seat. Theaters need to do that shit again, like the 4D experience, because that is like really awesome and interactive shit. And it's stuff that you get from haunted attractions and stuff. And I think it would really, it's like when the 3D thing was really huge for the past like 10, 15 years, and now it's kind of fizzled out. I think if you brought back like the interactive like movie theaters like they did back in the 50s, I think people would have such a blast with it, because
some of the
it's
stuff
a lot like theme parks and haunted attractions that do it and stuff.
Well, some of the stuff that they're doing now is based on things that worked back in the 50s. I mean, driving theaters,
Yeah, driving theaters are
you
coming
know,
back
they're
pretty
they're
big.
coming back.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
see-
if you look back at history, and especially like the art industry and the entertainment industry, is things tend to recycle every like 30 years.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, think about the remake train right now. It's like shit that was made 30 years ago is getting remade now. Stuff that, you know, it's like drive-ins. Drive-ins started fizzling out towards the late 70s, early 80s, and now they're back now.
Yeah.
Well, they're also back because of COVID.
Which
but,
I haven't,
they were
I
coming
haven't
back
seen
anyway.
the Child's Play. I haven't seen that remake.
I have.
Uh,
It's not bad. It's different.
It's
But
not
it's-
terrible. It's nothing
No.
like the original, and it doesn't even pretend to be like the original.
Yeah.
They could have called that toy something else, and it would have been its own movie. So
Oh, yeah.
they just use the title and stuff to sell tickets, but it's like, Jesus Christ, just use some freaking, you know, just use some originality.
yeah.
If you got a good idea, don't let Hollywood pervert it into a remake.
Well, you know,
Just
that's
freaking go
like
with
the remake of It. You know, Tim Curry, I think, acted better just because he didn't have, you know, all the CGI that you know, that Skarsgård had.
Yeah.
Now he done a great job. Skarsgård done a great job. I'm not, you know, downing him, but you know, Tim Curry, he made it scary psychologically. You know, where you know it was gore is what made it scary for the new one.
Yeah.
I've seen Tim Curry in a corset. So have you in Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's fucking scary anyway.
Yeah. But see that's the type of shit he brings to the table. He's phenomenal at anything he touches.
A lot of people, you know, they're like,
Now, I will say this: acting was better in the new one.
oh yeah, absolutely. The child
100%.
actors were
Yes.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
100%.
A lot of people ask me who I like better, Tim Curry or Skarsgård, and I think they both brought something different to it, and they were two totally different takes on it, and I can appreciate them both equally. And you know, Skarsgård did a lot of the stuff himself, obviously not bending in half and shit like that. That was done with CG, but he did a lot of the physical acting himself.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought he did an amazing job. The It remake was probably, that's another one I would say was almost the first It Chapter 1 was better than the original first part of the miniseries.
Yeah.
I think. It Chapter 2. I hated It Chapter 2. I thought it was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, I mean but the acting was better. Dude, it was super corny on that. You know, because they would play that every Saturday is when they would play that back in the 90s for It.
Yeah,
because it was like for I don't know, close to a month. You know, a little miniseries that they had, and you know that the acting was just super corny back then.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's also TV too. So
yeah.
You know what I found odd is Henry Bowers in the new one, and we live in a very PC society these days. I think we can all agree to that.
Oh yeah.
And you know, some of the things that people were throwing out, like the N-word, you know, that shit ain't cool. But it made Henry Bowers more evil in the first one because they did do that. And it's like the fact that they didn't in the remake, it's like that was part of what made Henry Bowers as evil as he was, and you kind of took it away from him. Because I think they were afraid of the flashback that they would have got from people and saying, oh, it's a hating kind of movie. And it's like, no, you read Stephen King's book, holy goddamn shit.
Yeah.
It's like him and his father were extremely racist, and that's what made them the bullies and the evil people that they were in the book. And it's like, well, you kind of discredited that character by taking that aspect out of it. And I know why they did it, but at the same time, it's like it kind of cheapens that character, and it's like, oh, he's just a douchebag. And they're like, no, that kid was an evil motherfucker in the book.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you know what I'm coming from.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But no, like what he was talking about with House on Haunted Hill. I mean that always has a good place in my heart because I liked the Vincent Price-esque character that they had in it. Plus, Jeffrey Combs is the evil doctor. Oh shit!
He bounced out.
Hello.
Well,
Because he did not want to talk about this shit no more.
yeah, he's back.
There you go. You gotta add him back.
I have to add him back.
Probably.
Sorry about that.
Hey.
Hey.
And you're back.
But no,
We was like, he got
That's what I
tired.
think
of your
about
shit
House on
about
Haunted Hill. I can't even talk.
Man,
to
shut
you
your
guys.
shit up.
yeah, fuck that. but no, like I said, you know, 'cause Jeffrey Combs plays the evil doctor in that, and
Yep.
I fucking loved it. I thought that they should have done gone back and done a prequel to that particular movie about all the shit that happened in that place with the doctor and have him actually come in and play that as well. I
Right.
thought that would be awesome.
I think that would have been good.
I think what they ended up doing was just a return to House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, they did that. Was he? I don't even remember if he's in the second one. Was he in the
Yeah,
second one?
Jeffrey's in the second one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it shows up for a very small part though.
I did like House on Haunted Hill. I could have done without Chris Kattan in the movie. I thought he was an idiot. I did not like his character at all. But I thought Jeffrey Combs was good. I thought Joffrey Rush was great in it. And
Oh, yeah.
Famke Jensen and no, it had a good cast. They went back and they remade a bunch of William Castle's movie like 13 Ghosts and House on Haunted Hill. The Haunting. They could have left the
I'm
Haunting.
sorry. Did you just throw some pussy across the room?
Huh?
I said, did you just throw some pussy across the room?
I totally did. Holy shit! Yes, I did. I have to do that every time I work because a fucker comes and he sits right in front of me. He'll sit on my glove stalls and not let me work, and then I gotta knife fight the cat to get him out of here. So I can just work. He's a douche. I'm gonna have to cut this short though, guys.
That's cool, bro.
All right, like I said,
I'm
at the
very, very
beginning,
sorry.
Oh, you're
Cut
good.
it short.
Hey,
We've been talking for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I can
that's
talk to
really
you
not
guys
short.
all night.
yeah. Well, Mark, hey, I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, brother. Me too.
If we get any body contact us about anything, I'll make sure to forward their information on to you, buddy.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, guys. I
right.
look forward to talking.
Thank
You know what? If you guys ever want to Skype or freaking Facebook message or do anything just to shoot the shit and not on camera, I'm down for that too.
Hell yeah,
All
brother.
right, brother.
Yeah, I think Glenn said he's going to try to message you about that glove. So,
I'm
cat.
That glove ain't spoken for. I want it. I'm not
Did
playing.
that cat just open his damn mouth?
Does the cat have a black spot on his chin?
Yeah, he's got a soul patch.
Because
Okay.
it straight up looked like the cat was just going.
He saw you, Tony, and he was
He's
totally shocked.
Oh no! Here we go again.
Hold on, I'll bring him back for you one more time. Come here. Come here. Oh, now you don't want to come over? He totally does. I'm looking at him on my camera. Oh my god! He looks
Oh,
totally
shit.
shocked to see you guys.
Oh fuck yeah!
All right, man.
All right,
Men's,
man.
dude, men's. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
no
brother.
problem.
Thanks for coming
Hey,
on,
yeah,
man.
you have a good night.
You too. Have a good one, guys.
All right, we'll see you.
Later, brother.
See ya.
All right, everybody. Everybody who stuck around with us, we appreciate it.
Oh hell yeah!
We're probably going to do some more segments and things like this because we had a good time with it. We like to go off and showcase not just us, but people that do very similar things that what we like and do similar things to what we do. So we're going to kind of cut this short as well because we got 80 wings sitting right over there.
Wings. Yeah, we cut them off
Yeah.
all the what do you call them? The
Buffaloes.
angels
Yeah.
in the room. So
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things that I was going to mention to Scotty that I haven't said anything about yet is you're a douchebag. So
Huh.
no, we
You
might be
go.
looking to do a Q&A with ourselves. So there's a possibility we might be doing a video here live shortly, next week or two, something like that, maybe. And come in and ask us about some of the props that we're making, how the movie stuff's going, how we do stuff. Period. How we overcome our trials and tribulations of things that happen constantly with us. If anybody's interested in it, just leave us some messages and stuff like that, and we'll shoot a video. We got more than enough people with us that can answer any questions pretty much about anything. And if not, we'll just make shit up. So we don't care.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Oh yeah, that is our. We need to have that just on the wall back here because that's our 100% model, to fake it until we make it.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, just like Mark said, we have no idea if we can do something, and we're just going to try it out and see if it works.
Yeah. So
far, it's all worked. So
for the most part.
Yeah.
But we're going to cut this short tonight. Again, this is Scared City Productions. I'm Scott. That's Tony.
I'm Tony.
And there's a little wiener behind me.
Little wiener.
His name.
It's tiny nuts.
Hoya.
Hoya.
All
All right.
We'll
Stay
see y'all.
spooky. Just take a picture right there.
That's it.